thing. There it is. Wow. Too much stuff going on. Music too loud. Hello, everybody. Hair's all over the place. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Dog was taking a shit. Isn't that right, handsome? All right, give me 2 more seconds. I'm going to adjust his bed. I'm going to re-get a drink. We're going to talk about my little trip I did today. And yeah, man, we're going to get going. Hit that like and subscribe button. Happy birthday in the chat. Where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. There he is. I saw it earlier. Netta Wilson Nielsen. It's my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. The 40th episode, sweet simoleons. We are getting in there, boys and girls, and appreciate you for coming in, hanging out. I got a boatload of material tonight. I don't know how great I'm going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. I just got out of seeing Lee Cronin's The Mummy in theaters. I went to. I got my nephew out of school early. And took him to go see a rated R film at the age of 12, which is probably pretty awesome when you think about it. We did like a little mini review in the car and stuff like that. So that review will be up tomorrow. Nothing big and fancy, but just a little bit of fun with me and a nephew there. Just talking a little bit about the new Mummy movie. And should it even be called a Mummy movie? We'll talk about that in that review and everything. So check out that. Hit the like and subscribe button, you dirty babies. Love you guys so much. Thank you for just coming out, just checking out the show. We put it out for a lot of effort, and we don't always see the highest of rewards for them. But anytime that any of you come out, say hello, say hi, do a comment, hit those like and subscribe buttons and everything, it makes a hell of a lot of difference, man. It makes me happy. We may not be on the top of the world, but we got you guys, and that's as much as I need at this moment. So I'm going to put together my hustle hat on right now. We're going to drink a little bit of caffeine. I'm going to try to get that back in my system because that movie, dude. That movie's like long as hell. I don't know what it was, but y'all gotta like starting to learn to cut things out of movies. It's getting too much. There's too much. The length of these movies is far too damn long. Cut 25 minutes out of that movie, and you know what? You'd have a quicker, easier, better movie. But I don't even know if it should be called a Mummy movie at all. But we'll get into that in the review and everything. And Bronson decides to eat now. Isn't that the best of the best? Well, let's get into it. I got a lot of. Oh man, I'm a little bit behind this evening. Like I said, we just got out of that movie, and it took forever to make it. All right, let's see if all of this stuff lines up correctly. No, it will not. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold just a pleased moment. A pleased moment. Please, a moment. I think I want to put this over here. It's tough to figure out because I'm like, I try to edit the stuff for later and everything and figure out where I want stuff. And I'm just like, where do I move things? So it makes it easier for me to do stuff in post. So I'm looking at the correct thing, but I don't know. You should be more like ready for your show. You're right. You are correct. We want the show. We want the show. Well, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the show. I mean, I don't like. Let me see how long this video is long. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're gonna hustle. We're gonna hustle. We're gonna have a good time. Damn it. Whether I like it or not, we're gonna have a good one. Shut up. We want the show. All right. Now I'm gonna go get a drink and we'll start the show proper. How dare you? How dare you? Keep eating the food and make it loud, boy. Jesus. All right. There we go. Now we're set. Now we're ready. I should be more. Hold on, one more thing, because and you'll notice. I'll show you. I'll show you the difference between why I'm having to do this. All right, see, these are the glasses that I got now. I had to get new glasses, and these are the new ones because I kind of jacked the old ones up, and I got a lot of different old ones, but I'm going to take those off. Which one of these are? One of these has some less reflective crap on it, so you can actually, even as bad as my eyes are. Oh, Jesus, that's the worst pair. I'm like Clark Kent. I got like 5 of these things. They all are the same shit. But then, of course, when I go to order the new ones, it's sold out. I don't know. All right, fucking A. We finally got some people in the chat here and everything. Let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok Trash Tuesday, number 40. Let's roll.
In case you're wondering, to take my 4 children to see the new Mario movie, it's only $96 on a matinee.
Jesus. Yeah, we went to a quick early show today. Regular seats, regular theater. I think the tickets at Tuesday. It was a Tuesday, and I'll tell you what, Tuesday brings out the old people like no one else's business, boy, because it is Discount Tuesday, and those old people want to get that money's worth. They don't give a damn what they're even seeing. They are just in it to see a movie, and by God, they're going to. But we ended up seeing Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It was like the tickets were like $7 a piece, something along that neighborhood. And again, that's a Tuesday. But if you do, like, I think the drinks, and it was his birthday. It was his birthday celebration, my nephew. And so I was like, hey, he was like, large, medium drink, medium. I'm like, are you upgrade that to a large, young man? This is your birthday celebration here. It was still like $30. And that's 2 people. So yeah, she's not wrong. And I keep saying it over and over and over every single week, but I will continue to ring that bell. If your theater price, if your ticket price and concession and a drink was $10 total Monday through Thursday, the amount of people that would end up back in movie theaters would go up exponentially. Exponentially. If a movie costs $10 to see and you got a popcorn and a drink out of it, people would start going to the movies again. You'd start taking gambles on movies that you may not necessarily think was, going to be something. But if it was, $5 for a ticket, you'd be like, hell yeah, give me some of that.
You remember when there would be competitive horror movies in the theaters back in the day?
You sons of bitches. Hold on. The glasses look good. They hide your lack of eyebrows quite well. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not wrong, but fuck you. Took my 2-year-old to see Mario for his birthday. Don't worry about it. Just the 2 of us. I made sure. Yeah, listen. There's some flicks, man, you go to, and it is a solo affair.
One of my favorite examples of this is when George Romero's Day of the Dead went up against Dan O'Bannon's Return of the Living Dead. Both movies ultimately went on to be very successful, but if you ask people around that time, you'll hear that maybe one of them went to go see this one, that one. Me personally, I'm a Return of the Living Dead guy, so that's the one I like the most, but I would have tried to have seen both if I could. What's another example of similar type of horror movies fighting for box office dominance back in the day that you remember?
The one that just jumps to mind right away, and I don't know why. But they're not exactly the same type of movie, but they came out about the same time. And if you were to ask the right person, you could be talking about either film. And that is The Mimic. Remember The Mimic and The Relic? Or is it just Mimic? I think it's maybe, is it The Mimic or Mimic? Either way. But it most assuredly is The Relic. I remember liking The Mimic better. That's Del Toro, if memory serves. I'm turning through some archives here in the old brain sack. But we'll, let's see what's next. Child's Play 2 Behind the Scenes Part 2. I just kind of saw a little bit tread down everything screaming. I just wanted to watch a little bit of this and see what some of the old puppet stuff looks like. I came across one earlier where they was like the different cuts, and by Jesus Christ, so loud. And by cuts, I mean dubs, rather, is the word I'm actually looking for. So there's a Spanish dub out there of Chucky that is just absolutely gorgeous because he's going bananas and stuff. There's a Japanese one I just saw. The Japanese one is fine, but it's not nearly as wild and animated as the Spanish version would be, as one might imagine. To me, the coolest thing about this, and the reason why those Child's Play movies worked as well as they did, is because they used these practical effects. And let me tell you, the facial animations on that puppet were so unbelievably good, especially for the budget of movie that they're actually working with here. That's the part I don't think people really always realize is like, those weren't big giant studio films that were given, boatloads of cash and everything. Those were just dudes that they had to find some nerds. Ultimately, they had to find nerds to go through and put together and just say, could you make a robot face? And we're going to put a little plastic thing around it, and then we're just going to make people think it's a real robot demon. There's 2 sequels to Mimic, and I have both for years, and I have not watched them yet. There's sequels to Mimic? I am not aware of that. I bet you that's some mailbox money for Del Toro, though. Not much mailbox money, mind you, but mailbox money nevertheless.
We watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for one of my film classes, and I went into this discussion expecting everyone to be ranting and raving about it, but the second the professor says, "So what are your thoughts?" every single person said they hated it.
Drop out of that school right now. Drop out of that school. Because if all those kids that were in your film class saw that and they all hated it, first of all, why? Why? It's a great film. I mean, especially with the ending and everything. Now, I will say this. I'll say this is an odd one because I worked at a movie theater when that movie came out, and I know a lot of people, a sad number of a lot of people who were unaware of the real life situation that takes place within that movie. The Tate LaBianca murders, to those people, they didn't know what that is. I had no idea. So they were just like, okay, sure. Yeah. So when the twist for the rest of us happens and life takes on a different, kind of a better ending, obviously, that doesn't mean anything to these people that don't know anything about like history or stuff like that. So maybe that's where their problem is because they're young, dumb, and full of stupidity. Thought I was going to say the other word, didn't you? No, I'm not John C. Reilly.
And we're
not John C. McGinley.
Critiquing it and complaining, and I was sitting there with my mouth clamped shut like I'm about to raise my hand and say, I guess I'm the minority. I mean, personally, this is my favorite Tarantino movie by far. It's like, this movie in general is literally like probably top 15 favorite movies ever, which says a lot for me. And I understand, a lot of people think it's slow. It's not everyone's taste for sure. But I don't know, I really like it. And, stacked cast, and it's just like enjoyable.
Here's the thing, though. Like, she says stacked cast, and like to a supposed degree and everything she's correct. But like, there's members of that cast that weren't like, big stars. Austin Butler was not the Austin Butler that we know today. I mean, even just a very, very short time ago in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like he'd been in stuff, but like he wasn't that household name as of yet. So like when he shows up as Tex Watson, people don't go like, oh shit, I know who that is. They think you don't know who that is because you own it, man.
Well, the whole time, like, I don't know. And I've had to watch this before for like other classes in the past. So and like everyone always like really liked it, so I was just like really surprised with the negativity it was getting. What can I say? It's never a dull moment when you're in a film class.
Oh, that's a lie. I was in plenty of film classes that were dull and boring as dishwater, man. What are you talking about? There's plenty of dull and boring moments in film class. My screening of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the best because I was working at the movie theater. I specifically would close on Wednesday nights because at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday, the keys would unlock and you could see the next week's movies. So I would wait till we closed, got everybody out, closed all the things up, made sure all my, clocked out. I never did it on the clock or nothing. But I would sit and I'd run upstairs to the booth. I would start the movie and then I'd run back down, make myself a big giant, I'd save myself a big popcorn and a soda and everything. And I'd sit and watch the movie, usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And that's exactly what I did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I started the movie. And by the time that I finished it, like it was daybreak. It was literally daybreak. I walked outside. The sun was just peeking out above the horizon there and everything. And you know what? I was so fucking stoked to do it too.
Let me say this as clearly as I can. We have a producer credit problem in Hollywood.
Why producing is dying. This is a little longer video, but I wanted to find out a little bit about, we cover a lot of kind of industry talk here as well as, just talk about the, movies in and of themselves and stuff. There's always a little bit of industry talk within a TikTok Trash Tuesday. So, but we don't often see it from the actual producer standpoint here, unless we're talking to producer Patrick, but I think we're going to get a different vibe here. So let's see what this old guy's going on about.
And it's gotten completely out of hand. Now, I'm not just saying that as somebody looking in from the outside. I'm saying this as somebody who's actually done the job. I've produced movies. Movies with Wesley Snipes, movies with Steve Seagal, movies with Paul Hogan and Elijah Wood, movies with Bette Midler, movies with John Leguizamo.
Okay, now some of these are okay, and some of these, come on now.
I was running production at Orion Pictures. I was
are you responsible for Mac and Me?
overseeing films like RoboCop, Throw Mama from the Train, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Not Mac and Me. Fuck.
Silence of the Lambs, Hoosiers, Platoon, a lot of cool films. So when
but not Mac and Me. Okay.
I'm talking about producing, I'm not just guessing. I know what it is. And I keep hearing that this is happening over and over and over again today. People calling, emailing, circling projects, positioning themselves for credits because they found an article, because they know somebody, because they brought it in. And suddenly they think they're entitled to producer credit or executive producer credit or
yeah, everybody wants their finger in the pie, and I think that's a big problem these days. Is like, you've seen it. You've gone into a movie and seen those opening credits where it's like producer 4 names, and then producer 4 names, executive producer, associate executive producer, assistant to the executive of the producer. It just goes on, and it's just everybody just wanting to get their little bit of clout. It's kind of gross.
frankly,
and paid, of course, and paid. It's like if you can add another little tick to your ledger there, why wouldn't you? Yeah.
even co-producer credit. No, that's not how this works. It's not what the Academy thinks, that's not what the Producers Guild think, and that's not how any of it works. And
that's not how any of this works.
Say that bluntly. It's offensive. Because producing a movie is not just a moment. It's not just a phone call. It's not just an introduction. It's years and years of development, years of packaging, years of financing, years of solving problems that most people don't even know exist. It's being there when everything goes wrong. Things go wrong. And you're the one responsible for fixing them. That's producing. The Producers Guild makes it very clear. Produced by means a person who continuously, substantially makes decisions across the life of the film. The Academy, even stricter. Executive producer, co-producer, associate producer, those don't even qualify you for producing awards.
Exactly. And that's like, I think there's a weird bit of those people that think that they're going to get those kinds of awards because they've got some sort of producer credit and be like, hey, when they're calling up the best picture winner and stuff, I get to get up there, right? No. Oh, Oh, come on.
The system knows the difference between producing and proximity.
By the way, if you ever see the title associate executive producer on a movie, they actually taught us this in film school. They said this. They were like, if you see associate executive producer in a movie, go ahead and assume that person really didn't do anything. Go ahead and presume they didn't do nothing. Maybe they brought in a person or something like that, but they ain't doing nothing.
But somewhere along the way, we stopped enforcing that distinction. And now everybody wants a title. Everybody wants a credit. Everybody wants to stand next to something they didn't actually build. And that's the universe we're in today. Because where everybody is just a producer, nobody is. The title...
Oh, you went Incredibles on his ass. If everybody's a producer, nobody's a producer. And that's why I say you, ladies and gentlemen, are actually the producers of this show in one way, shape, or form. Whether it be your eyeballs, your likes, your comments, and all of that stuff helps bring this show to other people. And ultimately, at the end of the day, isn't that what producers do? They're helping produce this extra content. When I see, little, things like Always Bet on Flipper, that's adding value to this here program. What do you think, MVD, and all the other kind, dirty babies out there? Hit that like, subscribe button. Hit the hype button, damn it.
Loses meaning. The people who actually do the job, they get lumped in with people who didn't. So let's draw a very simple line. If you found material, great. That matters. If you brought in an intellectual property, great. That matters. If you made an introduction, great. That matters. But that does not automatically make you the producer of the movie. It just doesn't. Producing means responsibility. It means accountability. It means stayed with the project from the beginning.
And if you're a co-producer, you're accountability buddy.
Through the chaos, all the way to the finish line. Right now, we're confusing access and authority. Yeah, I get a little worked up about this because I've done it. I've lived it, and I've seen what can actually happen and what it takes. If we want this business to have any credibility left, how it credits people, we need to tighten this up.
Listen, not for nothing. I sure he's right. You've heard me. I don't disagree with the take and everything. But that's like eighth on the list. You know what I'm saying? Getting budgets down is numero uno. You got to get budgets down. You have to stop making movies for such ungodly amounts of money that will never, ever, ever break even. And they won't. You got to stop it. You got to take your egos out of this. This is the most impossible thing for anyone in Hollywood to do, but you have to take your ego out of this. Take a pay cut and be the artist that you pretend to be at dinner parties. Be an actual fucking artist.
Real standards, real accountability, real respect for people doing the work. Because producer should be something you say and not something you ask for. It should be something you earn. Don't forget to sign up for my YouTube page, Longer Lesson, The Family Business.
Beverly Hills Content Studio. There's a phone number for you, just in case you want to know. Hell, I have an associate producer credit on a video game. Yeah, I put in a little bit of money towards it. That's about it. Yep. And that's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen, is just, you give some people money and you are ultimately producers. Hold on. For example, here's some producers. How about that? How about all these fine dirty babies? Look at all these beautiful bastards. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Soak it in, everybody. What the hell? What in the hell? I gotta put it together, guys. Let's get it. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's go.
I know that my haters find me intolerable, but I'm just going to give you another reason to hate me.
Oh, who could hate this? I'm just going to keep it PG. Let's keep it rolling.
I go to the AMC theaters when I go see films because I am an AMC A-list member.
Oh, shit. We got another one. We got another AMC A-lister. And let me tell you something. As somebody who has been a member of the two big main all-you-can-eat movie subscription services, as it were, as both Regal Unlimited and AMC A-List, I have done both for a long time. And I can tell you, it's a push. But I will also say that nobody acts more snooty about shit than A-list people. A-list people think A-list AMC A-list subscribers believe the commercials that they see before the films. The commercials that go like, "You are the best that there ever was. It is because of you and the heartless, selfless things that you do for people by going to the cinema and branching out into the world." You like they just kiss their ass. Unbelievable. It's just so bad. You said all you could eat. Well, look, hey, shut up now.
I love going to see movies at AMC because they also announce in the previews a big thank you to their...
I told you. What did I just tell you? I told you they're narcissists. All the AMC A-list people are narcissists. They hear it, and I've seen it. Now that she's talking about it, I even remember seeing TikTok videos of it, of when they go through and they have all the, "Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank our AMC A-list members." I seen motherfuckers standing up and like giving like Mussolini in front of everybody, just going like, "Yes, that's right. It is I. 'Tis I, one of the A-list members. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome." That's what these cats, they think that their life is like that. I don't know what it is. Something about the subliminal messages and stuff inside of AMC. You guys are falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. And there's something about me that, kind of likes it, because it's like you guys have that like childhood whimsy, I once thought I was Batman in 1989. You know what I'm saying?
A-list members, of which I bow, wave around, and embarrass whomever I...
Oh my God, she just said, oh, geez. Oh boy. Wow.
I'm with. And then when Nicole Kidman comes on the screen to tell us that her...
It's the worst thing ever. I hate the Nicole Kidman ad in the AMC. It's gotta go. And why is listen, I don't mind. I don't mind the trailers. I don't even mind the pre-show stuff. I don't even mind that because I don't show up for it. So it doesn't bother me. But the AMC showing 4 advertisements for AMC while you are currently in an AMC is ridiculous. By the way, come to AMC. Motherfucker, we're here. We're here now. Why are you telling me to come back to the movies? I'm already here. Just say, enjoy the show and roll the friggin' film.
Break feels good in a place like this. I cheer and yell out, "That's my girl."
Oh, God. Listen. I'll tell you right now. Deal breaker. Nope. I wash my hands. Even in the dire situations with which I am currently in, I would wash my hands of this situation and save myself the grief.
I try to see as many movies as possible every month.
I tell you what, God bless the AMC Stubbs members. They're quite the group. Or A-list. I don't want to say Stubbs. Stubbs is just the regular shit. Well, if Nicole Kidman says I'm a great person, that I would be a shill for a corporate. Yeah, exactly. I think because Nicole Kidman has been around, in these stupid AMC ads for as long as they have, it is just some sort of, Pavlovian response that these guys have to it.
What are the best and worst movies in the following horror franchises?
Okay, all right. This should be fun. This should be fun. All right, best and worst in the franchises. What do you think?
Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments, because I know you will. In terms of Friday the 13th, I think this franchise peaked with Final Chapter. The best story, the best skills, and overall just a
I think so. I think most people would probably agree with that statement.
great slasher.
And if we're talking the worst of Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. No, it's either Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason X. Jason X is pretty bad. Jason X has only like one redeeming kill in it.
While I don't outwardly hate this one, I think New Blood is the worst. This is the quote-unquote
New Blood is the worst. New Blood is fucking awesome, bro. The telekinesis girl, it's so rad. There's so much cool stuff that happens. It's just like we just kind of go off the rails. We just go, who gives a shit? And then when Jason has his mask off, he's got the demon faces. It's so cool, dude. I love that one.
quote Carrie versus Jason entry.
Love it.
That showdown is simply not worth the buildup.
Well, probably not, but still.
In terms of Nightmare on Elm Street, I think the best.
Ooh, okay. Obviously, okay. Comes to the best Nightmare, I think the majority of people out there are going to go Dream Warrior, right? Everybody's going to say Dream Warrior. And to a degree, I think they're right. One could easily argue the first one. No one's arguing 2. Certainly no one's arguing 4 or 5 or 6 for that matter. Someone could argue 7, but we know that's not true. So really it comes down to 1 and 3. Ultimately, just because there's more stuff going on, I feel like I got to go with 3. I know the Wes Craven fans and even the big giant Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven and Robert Englund signed poster that is just to my right here. Even with that, I think I'm going to go Friday the 13th, or excuse me, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. As far as the worst one goes, what's the one where they go with the comic book thingy? Is that 4? Is that 4? What's the one where they go in the video game? That's the worst one. Where like Freddy's like playing on a Nintendo controller or some shit. Whatever that one is, that's the worst one. I try not to even watch that stuff, man. I love what Rennie Harlan does in 4. Love. I got to rewatch 4 again. I got to rewatch it because I just, come on. Sometimes. I'm not going to get into it. That's a whole nother. I almost started another 20-minute rant. You're welcome.
Overall entry is Dream Warriors. Even better than the original.
I think it's true. Like when you really kind of break it down, Dream Warriors is probably just the best one.
In terms of the worst entry, I would easily go with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Oh, well, if we're counting that, then fucking get it to the head of the line. I didn't know we were counting that.
But if you don't consider this part of the franchise,
which I initially didn't.
As much as I come to the defense of Freddy's Dead, it's easily down there at the bottom.
Thank you. Correct.
Hellraiser is both the easiest and hardest question on this list.
Oh, he's correct. The best Hellraiser is obviously the first one. The worst one is throw a dart.
Because the first one is...
I haven't seen it. I've only seen Hellraiser 1 and 2. Those are the only ones. I could not do more. I can't handle the goofy punk girl in 3. So dumb. Oh, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I'm a real badass. It's the most cringe part of all of it. But then again, Kincaid jumping up and being like, I'm not crippled anymore. I don't care. In my dreams, I'm beautiful and bad. No, you're a damn joke. Her hair's so high. It's great. It's so corny. But I love how like that's like her alter ego and stuff. Is just a girl with switchblades. It's like dream big, sweetheart.
Easily the best, but pick your goddamn poison for the worst.
That's what I'm saying. They're all bad. Two's bad. 2 is bad. And I hear people go like, oh, 2's pretty good. 2 fucking sucks. And I ain't watching no more because what's the point? I
think I'm going to go Revelations, though, simply because they...
Oh, yeah, they recast Clive Barker, and it's just like whatever the fuck this guy looks like he's an extra off of a Power Rangers episode, man.
They gave us this Pinhead with a straight face. In fact, Clive Barker had openly denounced this film after they had the audacity to say, from the mind of Clive Barker,
"These sons of bitches don't know anything about me. Not what I do." That's a pretty good Clive Barker, I'm not going to lie.
to which he had to say, this isn't even from the butthole of Clive Barker.
Jeez.
The best Child's Play movie is Child's
Okay. Best Child's Play. That's tough, dude. The Child's Play series is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Then, like, there's more hits than misses. I mean, then they're varying qualities of about the same. I like 2 a lot, but like there is something about the first one. I'm gonna say the first one is my favorite. Gosh. Because the other ones, while they're good, they get into a little bit of a corny area at some point. And VD likes Child's Play too. That makes sense. That tracks for you. The worst one, though, I'm going to say the worst Child's Play. What was the one? And I didn't hate this one. What was the one where they were like in the insane asylum thing? It's just so different. But I remember liking it for what it was. I need to watch it again. That was an old Film Find episode way back when. Child's Play 2, the toy store ending. It's beautiful. It's like, I love the colors and the stupid design of it and everything. It's so great.
Play 2. Bride of Chucky coming in a very close second. For me, though,
Bride of Chucky is really fun too. Even like Seed of Chucky is fun. It's a little goofy. But I do like how all of a sudden, like, you know, like when it comes to, you know, certain things, then Chucky becomes like a little bit more tolerant.
worst is Cult of Chucky, because even though Curse was also...
That's what it was Cult of Chucky. Yeah, that's the one where they're in the insane asylum. I didn't hate it. I would need to watch it again to get a better thing, but I didn't hate Cult of Chucky, but I think I would put it at the bottom.
So direct-to-video, Cult actually looks and feels like a low-budget direct-to-video affair.
It looked like something that they kind of shoehorned Chucky into somehow.
The second people start looking at their phones during a show, not recording, they've checked out.
Now, this video initially was about concerts and stuff like that, but I felt like this very easily applied to movies and stuff as well, and I think it's absolutely true. If someone gets their phone out at any point during the film, that's when you've lost them. They don't care anymore. They've said, I need to see something else. I turned my phone completely off, set a very good precedent for my nephew in the movie today. He goes, I'm going to do that too. Turns his phone completely off. I'm like, that's a good kid. And I would almost bet you that he'll do that every time he goes to a movie. Now, it's called being courteous, everybody. And I told him, I'm like, listen, if you take the distraction away completely, you're not going to be tempted to do it. So not just turn it on silent, turn your phone off completely. And there's no chance of it going off during the film. There's no chance of you wanting to look at it because you'd have to boot it up and wait on this. And the movie ain't going to be that bad. And if the movie's that fucking bad, you need to leave. Just leave. Right? But yeah, just turn it off. Turn your phone off. It's easy.
Already lost them, and most performers don't even realize it. You think it's just a few people, so you don't change anything. But that's the moment everything starts slipping, because they're not with you anymore. They've already...
That's why you got to go to a proper show where they got a pit, and your phone's going to go away real fast. Otherwise, it's going to go away someplace else.
Moved on. That's when you have to change something fast. Change the energy. Connect. Give them a reason to look up. Or
you go... We'll laugh away their hair. And if they don't, give you the whoa back, then, you've lost them.
You're done.
We're living on a prayer.
Oh, so what kind of movies are you into?
Nightmare. Okay, I gotta read this. Hold on. I've changed my microphone setup and everything. Everything's a little bit weird, so give me a break here because I can't read. Nightmare first date scenario just came up with. I just came up with as a girl who likes old movies. All right, so girl who likes old movies, and this is a bad date scenario. Okay, let's see what we got.
I just watched Crash, and that was really good. Crash, that bad movie that's like that won Best Picture. Oh, no, not that one. That'd be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous because Crash is an absolute and utter piece of garbage. That's right, everybody. The movie that looks at you and makes an after-school special seem like Oz. That's when things are bad.
No, the other one. What other one? You know the one.
Oh, the David Cronenberg one. Is that the Crash we're talking about? Are we talking about the David Cronenberg Crash?
The Crash, the movie. No, I don't think I do.
The one where they're banging on because of car crashes and shit? Yeah.
David Cronenberg? No.
No?
The one about the people who like to jacket to car accidents? Yeah, I watched that and I thought it was really good. Oh.
Oh, no, she was. I was like, I thought she said no. That was, but okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you were talking about that. Then let me tell you something, kids. Don't pull out David Cronenberg's Crash in mixed company. It's a tip from Adam. Take it to the bank.
Just saw Fight Club for the first time, and all I'm going to say is any movie a film bro can enjoy, I can enjoy 10 times.
Sure you can. Who says you can't? Second of all, I'm happy she got to go see Fight Club on the big screen. It happened on my birthday, but unfortunately, at work they didn't do my time off correct. So I asked for my birthday and the next day off, and they didn't do that. So I ended up having to go to work at 4 a.m. So I didn't go to see Fight Club on the big screen, but I will be picking that up early next month in 4K on the 4K Steelbook there and everything. So I'll be checking that out because I'll be honest with you, when we most recently reviewed Fight Club on HMP proper, I looked at that thing and I was like, ooh, we need ourselves a 4K because that Blu-ray was old and outdated and muddy and just kind of, so I'm excited for that 4K disc coming out soon. Car crashes as stand-ins for orgasms. How dull. I expect strange things from Cronenberg. It's enough. It's enough. But I always like, at this point though, with Cronenberg, I'm like, okay, I get it. You like weird sex stuff. Cool. Do you have anything else?
It's more because I'm enlightened and attuned to gay subtext.
Okay, yeah. Well, congratulations on that.
We love to see this. California just awarded 38 new film projects, including the first animated features ever selected under the state's expanded program.
Now, before we go on, and this is a longer video, and we'll listen to the whole thing, but I do want to say this doesn't matter. None of this matters. California is a stupid, stupid state that doesn't know what it's doing, and they can give all of the incentives and everything. You will not be able to save your sinking ship. You can't, because you're not smart enough to. You're not smart enough to be able to sink this to stop the sinking ship that you are currently in. You can't do it. The odds are against you. The abilities for you to do anything that you actually say that you're going to do, they don't exist. They don't exist. Your government is not helping you in any way, shape, or form. They can give you tax credits, but if the price of what you're doing is 3 times more than it would be anywhere else, tax credits don't mean crap. It's so stupid.
The Simpsons movie 2, Phineas and Ferb, and a new DreamWorks feature, all expected to generate nearly $800 million in economic activity.
Well, that's an interesting way to put it, but those are all also animated things as well. So let's not act like we're opening up the studio lots here. It's animated.
While extending production work beyond Los Angeles, and it goes even deeper. This latest group of projects alone is expected to employ 5,316 cast and crew members, along with 20,845 background performers, measured in days' work.
In cartoons? In cartoons, are they? Because everything you just mentioned, homie, was a cartoon. You got background actors for cartoons? If you're paying people SAG for background cartoon acting, I think we're starting to learn where Hollywood's problem is.
And log over 1,019 shooting days across California, including 463 filming days outside the traditional 30-mile studio zone. That's real scale. That's real impact.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, it's a blip. It's a blip on a radar.
That's a big deal.
You can say that, but it don't make it so.
Because this isn't just about a few projects getting greenlit. It's a
You literally just said it is, but okay.
continued signal that California
is attempting to look good in the face of adversity. But if you've got two eyes and a brain in between your ears, you know that that's not actually tenable.
Is starting to finally make real moves, and quickly. Because after years of productions leaving, after other regions got aggressive and secure productions.
Listen to how assured he sounds in his voice, or at least what he's trying to put on as an assured voice. He sounds like he's, yeah.
After real pressure on the entire system and community, we're now seeing real action from Cali. More incentives, more
he said Cali, -5 cool points.
access, more approvals, less red tape, permits.
Oh, my boy's a silly goose. Oh, Lord have mercy. California, no red tape. Why are you so silly? Why are you so silly, my friend? That is all California does is red tape. That's 3/4 of your guys' problem is red tape, you idiots. Good night. You don't even again, Hollywood will die at its own hand. The murderer is in the house with you, Hollywood. It's you.
It's getting easier, fees getting reduced. That matters. Because
it matters. No, it doesn't.
Production doesn't just create content. It creates jobs. It drives.
For the tens of people, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing. You can't pay those people enough for where they live because they live in a place that's well over. Every single problem is compounded on top of yet another problem. Hollywood is stupid.
Local economies. It builds long-term infrastructure.
And your phone is ringing, homie.
And when that machine starts turning again, everything starts to move.
No, it won't. We hear this all the time. Hey, we got approved for 5 more things. We're going to really kill it. And then they end up in the exact same situation, and then it comes right back again. Hollywood is Charlie Brown, man. He's going after that football every single time, going, this is going to be it right here. This is going to be the one. Oh, son of a gun. How about that?
Studios lean in. Talent follows. Capital shows up. More projects get made.
This is like his version of what you call it, The Secret, where you write up on your vision board here of all the things that you want to accomplish. That's what this is. This is this man's vision board. Ain't none of this shit gonna happen, but you can wish it. It's cute.
Scale. That's how momentum comes back. And yes, there's still a long way to go. But these are
you ain't just whistling Dixie, bub.
Real steps in the right direction. Now it's about keeping the foot on the gas, right? We got to keep.
But unfortunately, the car is aimed at a wall. Sorry, Hollywood. You're just stupid.
Keep innovating. Keep pushing.
Innovating? You just said, here's 5 things that are shooting here, and they're all shit that we already know. What an innovation. They're doing the same crap. I wonder how good it'll do.
Keep expanding. Keep investing. Because this isn't a zero.
Because somebody's got to, right? Terrible.
Some game. The next wave of
your phone's ringing, you son of a bitch. Stop your TikTok and pick it up. Your mama wants to talk to you and say, you're embarrassing us out here on the TikTok with this shit.
Production is going to be big, it's going to move fast, and it's going to be global, which means multiple territories can win at the same time. There's simply too much demand coming.
No, there's not. There's literally less demand than there ever has been. And the reason why there's less demand, and we know this, is because there's 8 gajillion fucking things out there, and they're all being canceled. They're all being canceled. Nobody's doing these things anymore because we are moving away from all of your crap, dude. It's over. It's over. Pack it up. You had a good 100-year run. But it's done. But the cool thing is, too, though, is that, like, we got movies now. We got movies. Like I said, we got 100 years worth of cinema. You can watch a brand new movie every day from now until the time that you die, and you won't even touch a hair on the head of how much movies that are out there for your consumption. So we'll be fine. You guys won't be fine, but we'll be fine. We'll be A-okay.
It's real across streaming, studios, right? Independent film.
He's going on for so long, I think he's trying to convince himself.
Brand-backed entertainment, creator-led
Listen, I just want to be part of the party, okay?
content, microdramas.
I swear to God, I keep hearing about microdramas. We're just gonna, I don't like it.
Literally all of it, which means more volume than ever. More projects being financed, more content needing homes, more infrastructure.
More content needing homes, more things to go to places that you won't go to watch things that you don't care about. None of these things are going to come to fruition, everybody. This guy's an idiot. Hollywood is stupid. They don't know what they're doing. And this guy's proof. Listen to how excited he is over, somebody just trying to make a good headline.
Structure required everywhere. The takeaway here and this is it's simple.
All right, lay it on us.
The entertainment industry is not shrinking. It's scaling, and this next phase is going to create opportunity literally everywhere.
Honey, I'm telling you, my penis is large, okay? It doesn't feel like you actually believe that statement. No, I really do. It's gargantuan. POV, your husband's obsessed with Michael Jackson and took notes on every inaccuracy during the movie. We got a couple of Michael Jackson TikToks here because that was a big movie that was out, and people are none too happy with this Michael Jackson movie. I know that's going to be wild and crazy to folks, but geez. Oh my God. Holy shit. First of all, sir, that's way too many notes to be taken in the movie.
It was good, but...
What do you rate it?
Probably like a 7.
He wrote all of that. He wrote War and Peace on all the inaccuracies within the movie itself. It's just like 7. Even on Mars.
Top 10 animal attack movies where I feel bad for the animal.
Ooh, okay. Interesting topic. We're feeling bad for the animal? You don't feel bad for the shark and Jaws, do you?
It's all of them. It's every...
He goes, no. I feel bad for the animal in all of them. Cujo, I feel, that poor little guy.
Every single one, because it's our fault. It's always our fault. Maybe we ruined their environment. Maybe we off their family. Maybe we fed them some of our cocaine. It is never their fault. We put them into this situation. So I feel bad for them every single time. Anyway, what's your answer? Let me know in the comments.
I tell you, when they blew up that shark at the end of the Jaws, hell yeah, dude. It's one of the best moments in all of human history, man. Does Man's Best Friend from 1993 count? It might. And it's still yeah, exactly. It's still a 7 when he's just like, hey, these are all awful. We got more Michael Jackson ones, don't worry. Oh, fuck me. I accidentally hit the little thingamajigger. All right, hold on. Come on, baby. Don't, that son of a bitch. Damn it. It's so long. That's what she said.
Anyway, what's your answer? Let me know in the comments.
All right. We'll do a little reset, everybody. Marley and me, I felt I felt for the dog having to be around Owen Wilson for his entire life. Hey, what's going on, dog? I gonna go and pet him on his head? Yeah, I like that. I haven't done Owen Wilson working with dogs. I haven't gone through that impression. All I can do is go, wow, that one I can hit.
Well, there's been a pretty loud discourse online over the last couple of days on what does qualify as a true cinephile and who's
Ooh, true cinephile versus fake cinephile. Now the top one here is your letterbox, right? I want to see what my letterbox looks like. Hold on. I'm going to sign into this account here. And we're going to see it. Because I think mine probably looks a little bit more like the true cinephile here on the right. I'm definitely more in the Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, VHS camp, to be sure. Netflix, all the streaming and all that kind of bad stuff. I agree. That's all crud. Come on, Letterbox. All right. We'll let him talk, and I'll pull up this Letterbox here.
It's a fake, and I think it's more all-encompassing than what people are leading on, because the definition of cinephile is just somebody who likes movies.
Yeah, but like I think there's varying degrees. There are varying levels. I don't know that I go so far as to hop in on the fake versus the true scenario or anything. But there are levels to the things, as they say.
Specifically, someone who likes going to the movies. And times are tough. People get busy. If you can only handle going on your couch after work and watching a movie on Netflix or watching a Blu-ray.
I mean, no one's saying no one's. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody, but for the most part, people are not saying that just sitting on your couch and watching a movie. You see it right there. There's Blu-rays and 4Ks, and then there's streaming. So there are differences within those things. So yeah, again, one is not necessarily, well, I can say one's better than the other for sure. I don't know.
Right. That still counts as a cinema lover. I have a personal goal this year to watch 200 movies, and let me tell you, not all of them have been 5-star classics. Some of them have been outright disasters of a movie, but I don't think that makes me any less of a cinephile. As a matter of fact, I think it actually makes me more of a cinephile because I gave it a chance. So wherever you fall on this political compass for...
All right, let me pull up my stuff here. Here come the reviews. Let me see where I can find kind of oh, there it is. All right, I haven't rated some in a while, but like that's what my I'd say that's, now you got to remember this. Okay, that's right on. Yeah, it's closer to the true cinephile, I suppose, there. And by the way, that's 2,500 titles, just so as you know. So it's not like I watch 100 films or something. There's a lot in there, and probably more to come in the future. Let's raise the desk a little, shall we? All right, there we go. Now we're cooking with grease. What do you want, dog? More pets? Here's a pet for you, okay? The dog always wants pets. By physical media, when you let's try our sentences again like adults. By physical media, so when you die, those movies are A, passed on to people who will enjoy them, or B, left behind for other people to deal with. It depends on how you feel about the people in your life. That's true.
For cinephiles, don't let other people online tell you how to feel. Don't let other people online tell you that you are or are not a true fan. Because I think at the end of the day...
don't let other people say that, but you can say it about other people. I'll say that.
We can all agree that movies make our lives better. And if we can't agree on that, maybe they're the fakes.
Yeah, okay. All right, what's next?
Stanley Kubrick's Shining is better than Stephen King's book.
I haven't read the book completely. I started to, but like at the same time too, it was also kind of a lot like, it's tough for me to like read a book like that when you kind of know where everything is going. So it's, it's a little anticlimactic that way, I suppose. But Kubrick's movie, the problem with The Shining, as far as the Kubrick's movie really goes, is Jack Nicholson's performance is terrible. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's so great. He's so like, he goes into utter madness and blah, 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 blah. The problem is he's crazy from frame one. What's supposed to happen is the Overlook is supposed to make Jack Torrance go a little bit bananas. That's the whole point. But when you see them driving in the Volkswagen at the beginning of the movie, going in, he's nuts. He's crazy. I'm telling you, Danny, we're going on and it's going to be a really great time. Am I doing a little cocaine right now? Maybe. But that's what it is. He's crazy from the get-go. So it's not like, it's who cares, you know?
And don't pull out your neck beard. I love the book. I love the king. But come on.
Here's Johnny. There's moments like that moment is fantastic. But like, again, if you're crazy from frame one, you haven't moved the needle. You've just been crazy the entire time.
And don't get me started on the miniseries, which may be closer to what happens in the book.
Right. It is closer to what happens in the book as far as from what I ended up reading. Like I said, I didn't finish it again because I felt like I'd kind of seen it because I'd seen the miniseries with that Stephen King himself said is closer to what he wrote. And again, at least within the confines of that miniseries and everything, you see the Steven Weber version of Jack go through it. He goes from being a normal person who, like, when he's walking into the Overlook and everything, he's just like, he's a regular guy who just wants to, write his new book and stuff like that. It's a believable, good performance. And so when things, now, is it as wild and crazy and as abrupt and all the things that Kubrick's film is? No, because it was a made for ABC film, made for ABC television film versus a rated R Warner Brothers feature, right? So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a difference, but I'll go to bat. I'll go to bat for the miniseries just on account of it actually follows, a character arc, as wild as and crazy as that seems.
But it doesn't make it a better movie. And I know somebody.
Yeah, exactly. It's not great. It's not great. It's not as good, and you can't, you can't recreate, fire like that.
Somebody out there is going to be like, well, it's a better adaptation, and I'm like, who gives a shit? Why? What is this obsession with wanting to watch a beat by beat reenactment of everything that happens in a book? They're two different mediums. They're two different modalities.
Yeah, but again, you still need to have Jack Torrance go from being a regular person to being driven insane by the Overlook, and he's crazy from the get-go. Ergo, there's no arc, and it falls apart that way.
Movies are
and if you can't have that, everything else falls apart, and that's sad.
About images evoking feelings. They're about emotions. This is why something like a movie version of James Joyce's Ulysses is just foolish. Ulysses is a
nothing opens up a turtle like Leon Uris.
Book about books. It's about every work of literature up to that point. It's about the narrator and the inner monologue and getting confused between the two. It's supposed to be a historical document of the city of Dublin. It's not just two guys walking around for 2 hours. I mean, come on.
Shut your eyes and see.
I've read a few of the.
Sometimes there are those movies though, like, right? Like, oh my God, so many cinephiles will talk about the 400 Blows. The 400 Blows is just a wank fest. It's bad. And it's just like, it's like kids, there's no kid that acts like that. It's like, oh, that was based on me. Bullshit.
Oz books, like the first three. And it's like, I don't care. You can't tell me The Wizard of Oz would be better if it was closer to the book.
Who's read The Wizard of Oz as a book? I'm sure I know it exists, but who's done it?
This is a perfect movie. Nothing but love to Stephen King, but like I read a Stephen King book and then I'm done. I move on. A movie by somebody like Kubrick or David Lynch, I'm going to keep coming back to it and keep watching it.
But Eraserhead is something that you can kind of come back and keep watching because there's layers and weird stuff to it, and then you can kind of interpret and do your own thing. Kubrick's The Shining is very just kind of straightforward and frankly generic in a lot of ways.
There's an artist giving you an image and making you ask the question, why? Why is that what they're showing me at this moment? What am I feeling looking at this? But, look, if you want to read a book, read a book. Just don't do it in a movie theater. You can't. It's too dark.
Hey, listen, I've seen people do it. I've seen people try to read at the movies. Wow.
Come with me as I continue my series on pretending my local library is a blockbuster.
All right, Pat is back for another blockbuster, library as your blockbuster. Let's see what we got this week. We're picking out a movie and a candy from the vending machine. Let's go!
And bookmark this video if you're looking for recommendations of what to watch tonight. First things first though, returning last week's picks and then heading over to the movie section. The Wolf of Snow Hollow is low-key a great low-budget werewolf movie if that's your sort of thing. Where my Winchester gang at? I feel
Oh man, I hated that movie. I thought Winchester sucked. I wanted it to be good too. It was not.
like this movie was overhated when it first came out. Glad to see Ty West Maxine trilogy represented in the stacks.
In the library, or library as we say around my parts.
This is interesting because Criterion has these two movies paired as part of the Freaks box set, but I haven't seen them paired together as a separate double feature. Definitely gonna check this one out. Now that we picked out something old, let's pick out something new. Housemate is single-handedly bringing back erotic thrillers, and I'm here for it. That's a good boy. If you truly love David,
I do want to see Good Boy. I want to see the other one too. There, that's the new Paul Feig movie. Cronenberg's new movie. I don't need to see that. You know what it's about? Weird sex stuff. How do I know? It's a David Cronenberg movie.
Cronenberg and have not checked out The Shrouds, you need to course correct that.
I feel like I did see that one. Whatever his last one. No, I forget what it was, but it was just like, okay, yeah, weird sex stuff. Got it.
Immediately. Never seen Samara Weaving in Azrael, but I think this came out earlier this year. I'm going to give this one a chance. Now let's snag an egregiously overpriced snack. I've got my eyes on these all pink Starbursts. More candy could stand to benefit from single flavor packs. Let's have ourselves a goddamn Friday.
But then you got just a whole bunch of orange Starburst packs that don't sell.
The Michael Jackson movie is getting dogged on by critics, but is it really that bad?
I kind of wanted to see it. After all the reviews, I'll definitely we'll definitely wait until this is streaming somewhere.
Here's whether or not you should watch Michael. To start with, Jafar Jackson really transforms into Michael, nailing his mannerisms.
You know, his name is Jafar Jackson, and given his age and everything, you know 110% that this child was named after an Aladdin villain. It's true. Now, did they name him exactly after the Aladdin villain? I don't know. But the timeline says he was.
And make you empathize with his struggles. Plus, his blended singing performance is honestly all you can ask for in a music biopic. But it's Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson that really steals the show.
That's what I always kind of figured when I saw the trailer once, and I was just like, well, Coleman Domingo is going to be the person who's kind of really being the driving force behind all this. So that's not surprising.
Creating a terrifying presence that instills fear in both the characters and the audience. It also helps that this movie plays like a Michael Jackson greatest hits album.
Which is also what I thought it would do as well. And honestly, I don't know that that's what we need for a Michael Jackson biopic. But at the exact same time, the man had such a long life in the entertainment industry that it's really difficult to encapsulate that entire lifespan within the scope of 2 hours. Or even 3 hours if they wanted to be bananas, which I don't think they did. But it's tough to distill everything down within that amount of time and have it all work and all be, you know, the music that you want it to be, and then touch on all of the, you know, the life moments and stuff that you needed to, you know, he was like 50 something years old when he, motherfucker, I'm not talking to you.
It was really hard not to be entertained, but that's where my praise ends. Because genuinely, this is one of the ugliest movies I've ever seen.
Damn.
Cinematography and editing are so basic yet try to do so much. The production design and makeup look unrealistic, and the visual effects are so cheap that they make me wonder, where did this $200 million budget go?
Probably went to licensing, which then the family themselves gets to cash, I would imagine.
To make matters worse, the story is just bad. It's basically a linear, surface level reading of Michael's Wikipedia page from his childhood all the way to the end of the Thriller era. That tries to jam in way too much without any depth, making it very obvious that Jackson.
See, exactly. It's like they get it from his, you know, from the beginning all the way up to Thriller, and it's like that's not even at the halfway point. And you still like again, he's even saying like even with that at the halfway point of his life there and everything, you still can't cover it in that amount of time.
the family had their fingerprints on making this movie. Sure, most of MJ's controversies will likely happen in part 2. So I could be proven wrong that
I don't
Jackson
think they're
family
gonna
gave
make a
this team
part
the
2.
greater liberty to tell the story they wanted. But if the sequel is anything like this one, it's clear they just want to milk money off fans instead of telling a real story. I give Michael a 4.8 out of 10. And my rating pretty much solidifies why.
I'm gonna see something here because I need to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Box Office Mojo. What has Michael made in total? Oof. Oh, I don't like to see that. Wow. Unexpected. Domestic run right now for Michael is $104 million with a worldwide gross of 226. Dare I say it, Michael might actually get that sequel. I don't know how that's going to work because things don't end well for Mike, you know? All right. Hey, have you hit the like and subscribe button yet? You hit the hype button yet? The fuck on that, why don't you?
Have you ever watched the movie and thought, I wish that I had found this earlier in my
Oh, man, all of the time.
life? It's Friday, so we're going to do a Friday
It's Friday, but not really. It's Tuesday.
5, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. A few years ago, when I set out to start watching more movies, that was actually a big motivator for me. There were some major movies that I had just never seen. I had never watched Forrest Gump. I had never seen Jurassic Park.
Oh, wow. And I will say this to people. If you have, and I know you do, if you have a list of movies that you haven't seen that are just kind of like these monumental things, make yourself an actual list, a physical list. Keep it around you. Keep it where you watch TV and stuff. And when you get to that point where you're like, and then you know what happens, where you go, gosh, I don't know, maybe I want to watch something, but I don't know what. You can look at that list and say, all right, I'm going to take something off of that and mark off a big one. Mark off a big one. And like, how often do you do those types of things and go back and watch a movie that you've been putting off for so long and then go, boy, I really regretted that? You usually like it, don't you? Yeah, you do. So start giving those things a better shot and, you know, make it an actual goal for you to try to watch these movies. Actively make it a goal instead of just going, you know, I'd like to watch that one day. You can watch it now. You just got to do it.
And for someone my age, these were such major movies that were a big part of people's lives. And so since then, I've really been able to dive into a lot of the classics. And along the way,
I love how Forrest Gump is a classic. I love how old I'm getting. It's amazing.
Found some movies that I just really thought, if I had found this sooner, this would have been such a special thing for me. And so here are 5 movies that I wish I found sooner. First, and maybe my top pick, goes to
my first film of all time on the big screen, everybody, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. They took our daycare to see that at kind of a, you know, like a summer movie thing. It was a re-release, obviously, a couple years later. But it was the first movie that I remember seeing on the big screen. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Still works to this day. Cannot wait for the next Criterion sale so I can pick that bad boy up on 4K.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I watched the Pee Wee Herman show when I was growing up a lot, but I never watched this movie. And when I first watched this about 2 years ago, it brought me so much joy.
Crazy.
This had everything that I would want out of a movie. It was funny, poignant, absurd. It had so much heart.
I kept thinking this last week literally about the scene where Pee-wee and gosh, I'm trying to remember the guy's name in the criminal. Shoot. Now I'm really feeling dumb on the spot like this. But they're in there and they have to do the honeymoon impression for the cop and everything, where they're just smiling and just kind of doing all that sort of stuff. And the reason that Mickey is the name of the guy. Just remember. So the reason that Mickey's in jail is because he goes, you know that tag they put on mattresses that says "Do not remove under penalty of law." Well, one night, I got really wild and I cut one off. Just like, that's amazing. And as a kid, I got scared of cutting of a thing off a mattress, lest I ended up like Mickey there.
And I just sat there with the biggest smile on my face while also thinking, man, I wish I had watched this when I was a kid. It's such a comfort watch, and it's one that I'm
Man, it was at that point, like right after the giant large Marge scare, which by the way is enough to send you up a creek and a half when you're 6 years old. Right after that, the thing that kind of brings it back and like brings you back to the funniness that, especially as a kid, that makes you laugh is when he's there on the side of the road after them, falling out of the sky and all that stuff, and he puts on the glasses, the seeing the night vision goggles. Hilarious.
going to revisit over and over again. Next, I have
Then that leads into Large March, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. I thought about them backwards.
Halloween. I've mentioned on here before, but I was always very scared of scary movies. If there was anything that gave me any indication that there might even be one scary moment in a movie, I would not watch it.
I was this way too. I was a very, very late comer to horror films and stuff like that. I was a scaredy cat little kid. And then after I got out of what I would probably consider that scaredy cat phase, then it turned into snooty movie fan phase and stuff like that, where I was just like, the stuff I like is above all of this. And like, and I didn't dig on horror films, but for whatever reason, I can't remember what really shot it off. But I started getting into horror films and stuff around 17, 18 and really getting into them 19 and 20 and stuff. Yeah, it's, you can come to it late. It's okay.
But a couple years ago, I decided I was going to give it a try.
But I am also one of those guys that looks back and goes like, man, if I in the 90s and stuff, if I would have really been into horror, I could have such a massive, great back catalog of stuff and not have to try to catch up as much as I did in my 20s. And I did a lot of horror catching up in my 20s.
I started with one that had always freaked me out because of the white mask, but I went with Halloween. And it really wasn't that overly scary. I actually found it really entertaining. And what that did for me was open up a whole new world of movies. On one side, it opened up the horror genre for me. And then I would find movies like Scream, which is now one of my favorite movies ever. And on the other side, it opened me up to...
I think Scream was really the thing that the movie that made me understand what horror films were, that made me understand what horror film fans were. I think that movie really kind of goes, oh, they're aware of all of the trappings and the silliness and stuff that goes on in these movies. They're aware of it. They get it. That, in fact, is why they are going for this. That's what they ordered. It's not a bug. It's a feature.
John Carpenter with movies like The Thing, Escape from New York, Assault on Precinct 13. John Carpenter has become one of my favorite directors, and I owe it all to watching this movie for the first time. Next, I have The Matrix. I don't think my commentary...
Man, let me tell you, in 1999, this was something else. We had buddies that watched it just before us, and they were talking about Keanu Reeves, and we always just we just made fun of him, man. We were just like, we all we knew from The Matrix is somebody just saying things weren't real, and so we would do Keanu in our guitar lab and stuff, where all of us were talking about movies and stuff, and we would just do Keanu going, "It's not real," Well, that's all we would do, because we were just like, this is so stupid. Why would you go watch the Bill and Ted guy in some movie? And then you went to go see that movie because people just kept talking about it. You're like, all right, let's see this. And then you were like, oh shit, they were talking about this. Wow.
Really needs to be added to this movie. It is iconic, but I didn't realize how much I would actually enjoy watching this. This movie blew me away.
And I think that's really interesting too, is that being able, especially like a movie like that, watching it now at this particular time and stuff, with everything that was in The Matrix itself, from the storyline to the special effects to the fashion, everything in it has kind of gone through such a phase of being played out that I feel like if you're coming to it now, it could almost seem silly,
And the reason that I wish I had watched it earlier is solely so that I could have been there opening night. To be in that theater in 1999, watching that in a packed house, that would have just been
It wasn't really all that packed. The movie wasn't as big a success as everyone likes to. It did well, but it didn't do. It did better on video. If memory serves.
Moment. Next, I have Robin Hood. I love this style of animation, and somehow I just never watched this as a kid, but I always felt this kinship.
Oh, let me tell you,
explain it. I just knew that movie.
The Disney's animated Robin Hood with the Fox's Robin Hood there and everything. My favorite. That's as far as my brain, when I think of Robin Hood, that's what I think of. That movie. Love it.
We had an energy that really would speak to me. And I finally watched it early last year, and it's great. It's just such a peaceful and calming thing to watch. And finally, I have Grind. I had never heard of this
Oh
movie
yeah,
before I found it.
Grind.
I'm not a skater, although I've always wanted to be, and I really love watching skateboarding. And particularly when I was a teenager, I was really obsessed with kind of that general culture. The music, the fashion. I was just not cool enough or coordinated enough to actually spend time on a skateboard. But even with that, if I knew that this movie existed, it would have been a major part of my personality.
Yeah, Matrix made 177 million domestic, which is good, which is very good, but it's not like Star Wars, you know. Okay, so now now I want to look at the difference. Hold on, because so also in 1999, just to give you an idea of the difference, The Matrix in 1999 made a domestic run of $177 million. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace's domestic run, $487 million. Its worldwide gross for Episode 1 is $1 billion. $1 billion. So as successful as The Matrix was, Phantom Menace was 4 times as successful in the U.S. alone.
Early 2000s felt like such a big time for things like the X Games. You had the Tony Hawk video games. And so a movie like this feels so of the time. It just drips with that early 2000s vibe. The soundtrack was exactly what I was listening to at that point in time. Tom Green makes an appearance. This movie was
because of course he does.
Crafted for 16-year-old me. So these are 5 movies that I wish I had seen sooner. Let me know if there's any movies that you've watched that you wish you had found earlier in life. Follow along for more lists and other reviews like this. Take care.
All right. I'm going to take a fast break here. I'm going to get a quick drink, and I'll be right back. Been yapping too much. All right. Back in business. Let's go.
As a very committed Letterboxd user, why is everyone so stingy with their 5 stars?
I wouldn't say I'm stingy with the 5 stars. Let me look. Let's take a gander here, shall we? We're going on reviews. Well, no, that's a different thing here. All right, like my 5 stars, which is the one that's closest to the green there. Look how, yeah, I'm stingy with the 5 stars. You want to know why? Most films ain't deserving of 5 stars. They just aren't. 5 stars means that movie is as good as it possibly could have been for you. 0 notes, or you'll even look past all of any of the flaws that are in that. That's what a 5-star means. You don't come across a lot of those. Like your Alien here. That's a 5-star film. Alien's a 5-star movie. Pulp Fiction, 5-star movie. But you just can't give them to every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, man. You got to make them mean something.
I noticed this specifically with Project Hail Mary and other movies recently.
I mean, like Project Hail Mary, very good film. I don't remember exactly what I gave it on the Film Find, but I bet you, or just the Film Find. We were talking about that earlier. On H&P. I don't remember what I gave it, but I feel like I gave it like 4 stars. That feels right, 4. But yeah, if you don't think it's 5, you just don't think it's 5, babe.
Such as Sinners and One Battle After Another.
Oh, so those movies, yeah, I gave Sinners Let's take a look. Again, I got the letterbox right here. I finally actually have one for once, crying out loud. One Battle After Another, I gave 3 stars. Sinners, I gave 4 stars, actually. Yeah.
People's reviews will be going on and on about how good the movie is, how
Sharknado, 5 stars. Now, is that Sharknado 5 stars? Or how does that work? Sinners 3. Yeah, Sinners. Okay. I mean, yes, it's like, listen, Sinners was oversold. I'm not going to lie to you there.
incredible it is, how it's a masterpiece, how this is done perfectly, this is done perfectly, this is so good, so good, so good, so good, and then it'll be 4 or 4.5 stars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I think all the Lord of the Rings movies, those like of the original trilogy, those are all 5 stars. Mm-hmm.
What is stopping you from that 5 star?
It's an intangible. Sometimes it's just an intangible. I can't tell you exactly why Back to the Future is a 5-star movie, but it is. It 100% is. Are there things that you could nitpick about Back to the Future? Sure. Does that take away a star or anything like that? Hell to the no. Back to the Future is perfect. 5 stars.
Why are we being so stingy about it? Are we just using that as...
Hey, listen, I'm nailing all 5-star movies to you the whole time. I wonder if I can I? Give me 1 second here. This is what's cool. Now that I finally got it on another phone here. We are going to say... Let me sort by... Oh, here we go. I can't. I'm not going
like
to.
perfect and perfect only? And in which case, what movies are you giving that to? How are we rating things on Letterboxd? Because I can't tell at this point if it's preference or if it's actually me. I mostly rate on preference and how technically well done it is. I kind of like average the two and put that together. So that's why I'm able to give Forbidden Fruits a 4.5. Do you know what I mean? You had fun with the movie and you loved it and it was like a totally life-changing experience. Why not just give it the 5 stars?
Because it's not. I think you just answered your own question there, sweetheart. Because sometimes those things are not.
Where's the stinginess coming from? I want to understand.
You said it yourself. It's got to kind of like change you a little bit, and that's a tough thing to do. 5 stars. I'm gonna try to look and see what my last couple 5 stars here are on Letterboxd and everything. It's few and far between. Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun got 4.5. I like that a whole bunch. Let's see. See, even Warfare only got 4 stars. Novocaine, 4 stars. These are great movies, by the way. The Monkey, which I thought was pretty decent, still only 3 stars. Hard Eyes, 4 stars. Paddington in Peru, 4.5. Couldn't give that one a 5. Not all the way. Yeah, man, it's been a minute since The Substance I had at 4.5. It's been a while. Godzilla -1. That's the last 5-star movie that I reviewed on Letterboxd is Godzilla -1. And you know what? That movie deserves 5 stars. That movie kicks so much ass, dude. Are you kidding me? For me, what I felt like watching, did it make me feel something? Did it bring me joy? Did I forget it as soon as the credits roll? Exactly. And that's kind of how I feel today about watching Lee Cronin's Frankenstein, The Mummy. It might as well have been Frankenstein. And neither, because there's no real mummies in it, guys. There's no real mummies in a mummy movie. Can you believe that fucking shit? It's unbelievable. Are there any mummies in your mummy film? Not really.
This would have cost you $2,500 in 1976. That's equivalent to more than $14,000 today.
Good Lord. I like this guy. His entire TikTok channel is about this fucking TV. He's got this TV forever. It's gorgeous looking. It looks like it's in immaculate shape, but certainly from that time and everything. Looks like it's well polished. Look, it's been well maintained, far better than most things of that era look. But I'm going to let him walk us around this thing because this is what this man does.
It's a Sony Trinitron KP4000. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is a Trinitron. But what's more surprising is that it's also a projection TV. You see, before Sony developed their VideoScope line of projection televisions, which utilize 3 monocolor CRTs in order to increase image brightness, they built this all-in-one cabinet around a single, specially modified Trinitron tube. The way it works is by the Trinitron tube producing an image similar to that of a standard TV, but having that image pass through a lens, reflected off of a mirror, and projected onto this 40-inch, highly reflective screen.
Yeah, so that's it. You're watching a mirrored reflection of a projection. That's what we were rocking and rolling with in the 70s.
That 40-inch screen would have been more than 4 times larger than the 19-inch TVs that were typical at the time.
That's what's kind of nuts and stuff, is really how big and stuff TVs have gotten. There are so many stores out there right now that have like actual 98-inch televisions that you can just walk in and look at it. And I see little kids walking in and looking at a 98-inch TV like it's nothing. And I'm just like, if you only knew when we were a kid, if we would have seen a television that size, it would have been like seeing a spaceship.
So this was definitely an early home theater experience. However, pushing the limits of this technology does come with some downsides, such as a loss in brightness.
I was about to say, that sucker's got to be dull as dishwater, because you're going through, unless you've got some, like, even if you've got some pretty mad lumens coming out of your projector there and everything, it's still got to hit the actual mirror. It's going to lose some reflectivity there and then jump back up to this screen here. And then it's going to lose probably at least half of that. So you're probably looking at, I would, if we're nice about it, maybe a quarter of the light that you were getting from the projector initially. Ooh.
And clarity. So while using one of these currently as a daily viewer is far from practical, there are just a handful of these sets left in existence, and I feel it is important to preserve this unique piece of home theater history.
And I do too. And I'm glad that there are people out there like this guy who are keeping things like this. And like he said, this is kind of a relic that you didn't really see because it was in that transitional period before they really got to the red, blue, and green that would end up going through and being the kind of standard for most projectors for a little bit there in the early days going on and whatnot. So this being this kind of early progenitor of all that is very, very cool. And I'm glad that there's somebody like him that says, I want to make sure this stuff stays, you know, as relevant and nice and new as it could be.
I mean, just check out this ultrasonic remote control.
I'm about to say, I knew that sucker was going to give a ka-chunk. Golly, you can't do that shit when somebody's asleep.
Now that's cool. Well, I'm about to experience the glory of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on beta.
Beautiful.
Thanks for stopping by the basement. I'll see you next time.
Cue John Larroquette. Look how dull that is. Now, it probably looked a little bit brighter back in the day, but I don't know that it would be much brighter because, again, you're losing so much light going from the mirror to the screen there and everything. Come on, Larroquette. Oh. One of the greatest bits of sound design and everything. That, like, kind of bulb camera noise. That thing. Oh. So great. So scary. Really glad they leaned into it within the Texas Chainsaw remake and stuff like that. Because, again, it's just like, it's iconically good. Watching Independence Day for the first time. How have you made it this long and not seen Independence Day? Sean would be happy for you, but I like Independence Day.
Watching Independence Day for the first time ever. Definitely giving 90s. As soon as it's about
Well, that tracks.
aliens. I do love a good alien movie. Side note, since we're talking about aliens, who's excited for Disclosure Day in June? Next Spielberg movie. It's coming from the moon. There's always that scene in those sci-fi movies where they're like, this doesn't make sense because the defibrillator doesn't work with the calculation. It's Eleanor Waldorf, if you know, you know. Also, for everyone asking if I've seen Back to the Future, Interstellar, yes, they're my 2 favorite movies.
Okay. Oh, thank God. I mean, I don't give a fuck about Interstellar. I like Interstellar, but if you hadn't seen Back to the Future, I was really going to start to, count you off at this point.
Jeff Goldblum's back. This is 1995. Wasn't born yet. Looks like.
Oh, man. Skip right over that.
Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, they're like here. Okay. Oh my God.
I won't say this, though. She looks like she's my age. Okay.
It's kind of cool. Holy crap.
And the thing is that you got to remember is like while we're doing some green screen and stuff like that, these are models. We're shooting models, guys. We're blowing up little miniatures. There's so much cool. Like this was like one of the last bastions of full kind of special effects and stuff where we're blowing up like, big giant scale models of the White House and everything. So friggin' cool. And it was after this that would just all become CGI. They wouldn't bother making those things anymore. So there is something that's very special about this movie.
Oh, I love Will Smith.
Do you though? These days, do you?
That's my town.
Independence Day is B the miniseries without any substance. Well, yeah.
Evaporated the next day. Oh my gosh. Please save the dog. Please.
Oh my Lord. By looking at this, I don't know if it's the settings on her television or the settings on her phone or a combination of both, but I saw way too high of a frame rate and me no liking.
Please save the dog. Please save the dog.
The bad part is the dog in this, like literally this next shot right here, I don't know if it's going to show it, and I don't know if it's been redone, but the matte job on the dog walking away from the explosion is atrociously bad. I don't know why I know that so well, but I know the matte job on that dog is Stinkspill.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
There it is. Look at it. It looks like ass.
Oh, God. Okay. The dog's fine. The dog's fine.
I told you it looks terrible. You know what the best part of that movie is that we go like his wife is a stripper for no real reason. This is a PG-13 movie that for whatever reason we end up at a strip club. Now you don't see nothing. It's a PG-13 film, but it is a PG-13 film that we show up in the middle of the day to a strip club. And this also is kind of the same period of one of my favorite SNL bits, which was Bill Clinton coming on and reviewing movies. But Bill Clinton would only come on to review the movies in which the president was involved in one way, shape, or form. And he got really excited in movies like this, where he goes, hey, let me tell you something. The president's wife is dead. I love this movie. So if the president's wife was dead in a movie, he was already on board as it being the best ever. It's like, hey, man, this president's going footloose and fancy free. He's excited. So whenever the president's wife was dead in a movie, it was an automatic 5 stars from Bill Clinton, as played by Daryl Hammond.
Are those the Twin Towers?
Get up there and whoop E.T.'s ass. That's all.
Good old Harry Connick Jr. believes his performance is the best thing going in that movie, doesn't he? I like he's good. He's good, but like he believes his own press. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yeah, keep the tires and light the fires, baby. Woo! He's going in just a little bit too hard in the paint.
This is a cool movie, but like that looks so fake.
It's the realest thing in the world. They actually blew shit up. It's real. The background is fake, but the actual thing that is blowing up is real, lady. Oh my word. Unreal. Sees a real thing, blows up, goes, that's fake. Jesus.
Sorry. I guess I'm just used to 1993 animatronics in Jurassic Park.
Fuck you. It's the same people. It's all ILM. What are you talking about?
Oh, it is gonna. Okay.
Welcome to Earth.
Oh, shit.
Listen, man, as a little kid, that was kind of badass. He's chewing on that cigar there and everything. And why do you stink? I mean, like it's a quintessential 90s movie.
That's what I call a close encounter.
It's a good one. Good line. He's going a little bit too hard in the paint on it, but okay.
Clever. Close Encounters. I've actually never seen Close Encounters.
Oh, and then why do you think it's funny?
We'll watch it next.
No, you won't.
I love Will Smith. He's not even.
Just leave this here with you.
I feel like this is lady. Learn to edit it up a little, eh?
Let him pass.
I'm gonna kill them. It's gonna kill them. They're all gonna die. Oh! Oh! Oh!
See, the problem with things like this is that you're doing a performance. You're watching the movie, but you're going back and forth between your camera and that camera. You're doing it for how long? Or are these indeed true within the moments? And if they are you recording yourself throughout the entire movie? Or are you seeing a moment and then rewinding it and trying to recreate what you're doing? There's so many questions, but the thing is, why? Why? Why are you doing this? I mean, I know it's for the attention. I know it's for the views. But like, at the end of the day, to what end?
I mean, it looks so fake, but also it's like...
To get money from TikTok, I get it. But you know what I mean.
So scary. Oh, so good. Oh.
See how performative this is? Get a grip. Oh, wow. Oh, this is how you naturally watch movies, everybody. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. But where's the dog? Is he okay? No, this is not how medicine works. She seemed fine. They were like, we can't stop the bleeding. I'm not a doctor, but I just feel like they can help her.
The president's wife is dead.
Oh my God.
Keep that to myself.
God. Please sleep. Oh.
What if you watched a movie that was actually sad? Sheesh.
Questions?
Can I go to the bathroom? Come on, this moment right here.
I love America. That speech doesn't want to make you kick some alien butt. I don't know what will. I'm a dog. I'm just happy the dog's still there.
I wish the dog died now at this point. The best part is that we I'm gonna let it keep playing. I'm gonna turn her down a little bit. My gosh, we're going on forever here, aren't we, lady? Is they upload a virus to an alien, but on a Mac, which even then was very notorious for not having any sort of viruses and everything. So it was weird that you were going and putting a virus onto a computer from a computer that was known not to have viruses. This chick keep on going, don't she? Oh my God.
Is that thing gonna crash on top of them? No, please don't.
Sometimes it's like it doesn't matter how attractive they are. If you just get to a point, you're just like, you got to hang it up. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be like, I got to check out of this. I can't sit and watch a movie with a broad who's going to be yapping like this the entire time. I know it's performative for the TikTok here and everything, but at the exact same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, lady. You're so over the top. And even if it would be an eighth of what we're doing here, it would still be far too much for any interaction. You would just have to scream at her and just be like, can you shut up and watch the fucking movie? Good night. I'm exhausted after that. And wow. Hi, dog. What's going on? He's like, pet me, motherfucker, pet me. Sit this lady down for Grave of the Fireflies. You know what this lady needs in her life? A little bit of water shipped down. Get her on that good stuff. All right, let's turn it back up. All right, let's see what we got now.
It was a different experience for sure. I always liked Steven's.
Oh my God, here we go. We're doing another one. Here's Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn talking about Spielberg and The Lost World. It's one of those things, but for whatever reason, even when seeing The Lost World, it felt like I already really knew who Vince Vaughn was. But when we were just recently, doing our top 5 Vince Vaughn movies, I would go back and look through Vince Vaughn's filmography here and everything, and this was not too far off from Swingers and everything. So it's one of those things, like looking back, I'm like, how did I know him as well as I thought that I did during the Lost World time?
Movies, as a kid, so many of them, whether it was E.T. or Close Encounters or Jaws, were so impactful. So I remember meeting him and talking film with him a lot. We would have these meetings and we'd just talk about old westerns or movies, and he was very generous. He was very engaging with a much younger person who was excited about the films, but we would just sit and talk about these things and hear his perspective. So it really...
Could you imagine just be like, all right, I got hired to be in a Steven Spielberg movie, and now I'm just going to sit and talk movies with Steven Spielberg? Okay, sure.
It was a lot of fun. And then going to do the movie was a very different experience. As you said, Swingers, we kind of shot that thing. We didn't have permits. We were kind of stealing shots. And then obviously you go to a budget of a film that kind of is allowing of everything. Jeff Goldblum was great. Julianne Moore was great.
Wait, and that was another one where I didn't know who Julianne Moore was at that time, but she was obviously very striking enough to where I was like, oh, who's this lady? And you really kind of were like, I was looking for her after this because she kind of leapt off the screen in that thing.
Pete Postlethwaite, who I liked very much, was in that film.
And I hated that movie, by the way, because I read the book before the movie came out, and I really liked the book. I mean, it's just like Crichton's a good writer, whether, some people will go like, that maybe that's not the best book. I'm like, I don't read much, at least nonfiction. So just having a nonfiction book that I enjoyed, and, I was in high school and everything. So it was rare for me to read a whole thick ass book and stuff like that. So I was proud of myself. And then when I watched the movie, it was ass.
Just a different exercise, being able to look at something that was not a dinosaur and pretending it was just, an exercise in imagination.
Mommy is very angry.
When Vince Vaughn joined The Lost World.
Oh, Christ. Oh, no, boys. I accidentally downloaded one of these that has a clip of Vince Vaughn saying some stuff, and then it just pauses, and some fucking AI voice comes on and just goes, here's a bullshit fact that I just put together.
Jurassic Park. You'd expect a typical...
Fuck all of this. We are fast forwarding. I am not watching that. Fuck you. All right, we'll go to this bloke.
Pinball machine for something I never thought I would find one for. That's right, the 1995 box office smash, Congo.
A Congo pinball machine. Because they were just like, listen, this movie is going to be huge. Congo, going to be gigantic, everybody. Kids, we're going to get the Williams Corporation on the phone here. I got a pitch for them.
You have been the biggest pain in my fucking ass.
Shia LaBeouf unleashed on the set of Megalopolis. Has anyone seen Megalopolis? I saw Megalopolis in the theater because I felt like I just had to. And I will say this, it was something else. That's all. Something else. It was not good. It was not good. It was long. It was self-indulgent. It was perplexing. You have no idea what Francis Ford Coppola is trying to say. And Shia LaBeouf's in this film. Plays an interesting enough role. Kind of it's a smallish role and stuff like that. But he is when we're going to watch this, he's driving Francis Ford Coppola up the wall. And I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of like it. Because I think Francis needs to like start answering some questions and stuff, especially when it comes to this movie. And honestly, I think if you watch it and you guys tell me, I think Shia is trying to make a better film here overall. You watch and be the judge.
The only time you curse, you've been the biggest pain in my fucking ass of any actor I've ever worked with. I said, really? Really? Any actor? Did I show up fucking 700 pounds overweight in the jungle? Really? Any?
We're talking about Marlon Brando here.
Actor? Did I quit 10 days before we wrap? Really? Any actor? You're just being dramatic. He's like, I'm not being dramatic. Get out.
Do what you want.
If I wake up in the morning, it's this long email. I'll read it to you.
He drove me nuts, but his performance is great.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's great, but I mean, I was in the Silverfish stand. I'm not even going to deal with them.
So I need a little bit of. I still need something in my car to get me here because I actually want to get here.
Well, he's just accused you of shooting your thing, so you can do it the way you want.
Okay, fine. I know what you want. I know what you want.
It's just that's a great
I know what you want.
shot.
I know what you want. I know what you want.
Say a prayer.
Even John Voight's like, listen, guys, I just want to get through the day. John Voight's terrible in the movie. He's so bad. And you can't get this movie on physical media of any type. You can't stream it. You can't do anything. I think Francis Ford Coppola is just embarrassed to show people this. I can't blame him. It's embarrassing. And you're looking at like the Adam Driver character in the movie, and you're just like, is this supposed to be you? Is he a genius? Is he a grifter? You just don't know. It's so all over the place. There's a part where like a person in the audience is supposed to be standing up and having an interview with Adam Driver's character that's on screen, and it shrunk down to a tiny thing, and then someone's supposed to be talking back and forth to it. Like, obviously that didn't happen in the theater that I was in, but it's so bizarre. It's not good.
So you know.
But I will say this, as much as I'm telling you it's a piece of garbage, if you get an opportunity to go see Megalopolis, because I think that's the only way Francis Ford Coppola is doing it, is like he's renting it out or he's either four-walling it or something. If you get an opportunity, do it. Because you will not see any other train wreck like this in some time. To see that much money and that much quote-unquote ambition on the screen from somebody who should know a hell of a lot better is kind of astounding.
Would you want to do all that without him behind your desk?
Just that little piece. Yeah, he's got to get over there. You don't like it?
See, I'm sorry. It sounds like Shia wants to actually make a movie here, and Francis is just like, I don't know, do whatever.
I'm trying.
I'll be at the desk. Sure.
Whatever.
See? He's like, I don't know. That just sounds like an old man who doesn't quite know how to make a film anymore. And there's a young person going like, hey, can we get to getting here? And he's like, oh, I don't know any better.
I'm going to have a shot where he at least has the job.
Oh my God. Dustin Hoffman is in this movie for like 5 seconds, and it's awful. It is so bad. It is so astonishingly bad.
Jacket that we saw him in.
The amount of like heavy hitters that are in this movie that are just atrocious is bonkers.
You fixate. I'm not going to talk to you. You're wrong. I've done this for 50 years. I know what happens in the edit.
I've done this for 50 years. Here's the problem, Francis. Your movies have gone like this. You've done the opposite of most filmmakers. Your hot stuff was at the beginning, and then you just took a dive. A lot of people get better as they age and stuff like that, and maybe then they crest off sort of towards the end. He started off hella strong and then just took a nosedive.
Sitting room where you don't know who the hell he is.
Seriously, the last 25 years worth of, I may even go further than that. I'm gonna be nice and say 25. The last 25 years of filmmaking from Francis Ford Coppola is guitar picks. It's nothing. It's garbage. It's throwaway tripe. And somebody that is of his status should be ashamed of that body of work for the last 25 years. I'll say it. I don't want to say he's better than it, but he should be better than it.
Let's do it again.
I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's do it once again, shy of
Yeah, give him a second.
How do you go
part of the
from where
process.
we were starting to anything other than straight up fisticuffs?
Look, and this is the haircut that they wanted to put him in this movie. Here's his haircut. He's got the no eyebrows here. What is your thought process in putting this together? Going like, that looks good. That's what we're gonna put on the screen.
Okay, let me explain why.
He's sitting in my desk with his shoes on my desk.
Yeah, but let me explain something. He's been doing that for a year. So you're using this really as a pretense of, in other words, it's, all right, come on. I'm working on the picture and you're in my chair and you're talking to Anahid and I come and say, hey, wait a second. This is my chair. Could I have my chair? And he says, well, in other words, it can be moderated at that earlier level. In other words, you can't just start a fight at that point. Okay, I'm ready. Let's just do it. Yep. God help us.
All right.
And again, I think Francis probably also at that age is having a tougher time learning to be able to communicate and stuff, and especially push back on somebody that might have, a little bit of fire in his sails.
Rapid fire question of the day. What is your favorite horror movie that features the director's name in the title?
John Carpenter's The Thing. I think that's it. Yeah.
Here's a small sample of the ones I could think of off the top of my head. This question was obviously inspired by the recent release of Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Which I saw review out tomorrow with my nephew. Check the thing.
Which is honestly a pretty big flex for a director's third feature-length film. Although someone like Rob Zombie has been doing it from the jump.
Yeah, but I don't think of it quite as much as like he has. It has been technically there above the title, but I don't think of it quite like I think of like say John Carpenter's, In the Mouth of Madness.
Literally stamping his name on every single one of his projects, which is probably an homage to John Carpenter, who's been doing the same throughout his career. Some of which is iconic, some of which are titles that literally can't be said without his name.
Or that's true. That's true. If you just say vampires, like when you're talking John Carpenter's vampires, oh, right. And it's usually preceded by we're skipping John Carpenter's vampires.
And some of which I wish his name wasn't attached to at all.
Well, that's just because the movie sucks ass.
Which is something George Romero has also been doing throughout his career, but most iconic of which being George Romero's Living Dead franchise. Mm-hmm. Wes Craven most notably did it with 1994's New Nightmare, which
I thought was great, a really great move.
Single-handedly helped rejuvenate the franchise and his direct inspiration for Scream. Eli Roth has only attached his name directly to The Green Inferno, and low-key, I think this is the best Eli Roth movie.
Ooh, that is controversial. I'll go so far as to say it's his worst.
But at the end of the day, this is probably both the best utilization of this technique and my favorite.
Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho's not too shabby. I feel like The Thing's still it, though. John Carpenter, get out of here.
I can instantly tell if someone's annoying based on one movie that they hate. Like, I know.
Okay. Well, I like movies. I hate movies. Let's see what we got.
Some people that hate Parasite and they make it their entire personality trait.
I don't hate Parasite. I think it's overrated. I saw it in the theater. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very, very fine film. But boy, oh boy, was it glazed to here and back. To the point where it's just like, I'm sorry, but I am somebody that can get to a point where I hear enough people just overly glaze something, and then I start turning. I wish I didn't, but I start going like, because you love it so much, I gotta push back, and I hate to do it, but sometimes you gotta.
And it's like actually the most annoying thing ever. People also have to let you know if they hate Twin Peaks. And
I do. I don't have to let you know, but since you asked,
Stranger Things, like their fan
Stranger Things sucks too.
base is so annoying. And also movies they like sometimes I'll get on their movie pal and look at their S tier list before.
Movie pal. Hell is that? Lady, we use Letterbox out in here. Links in the bio or the description, whatever the fuck.
Date. The Wolf of Wall Street in your top 4 is like actually the most walking red flag thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, it's somebody. If Wolf of Wall Street was in your top 5, what I would likely say to you, or what I would likely assume about you, would be that you are a new film fan. You're a younger person, probably under the age of 25. And again, you haven't seen many films, and that's fine. That's good, but you'll grow.
I'm not trying to be pretentious, but it's actually just the fact.
Not trying to be an asshole, but here's an asshole thing, huh?
Well, everyone, movies are getting DLCs now. Disney.
Oh, I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Let's talk about it.
Recently announced that they will be re-releasing an extended cut of Avengers Endgame into theaters, but it's not what you think. Typically, when studios have done this in the past, they just insert deleted scenes that were cut from the original movie.
Yeah, like if you were seeing the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, like I ended up seeing on the big screen on several occasions, it's the full thing. It's where they actually put in the deleted stuff and they make it the full extended thing that was actually supposed to be from the get-go. Do not watch the theatrical cuts. Only watch the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. It's the only way to fly. But yeah, they're not doing that here. Like I said previously last week, I think the most likely thing is they're going to add almost what I would call like another mid-credit sequence kind of thing. They're not adding in new stuff into the film itself. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
But what makes it different this time is Marvel has shot brand new footage for Avengers Endgame. That the directors have said is critically important for you to see so you can better understand Avengers Doomsday, because this new footage is going to bridge these two movies together.
It's just going to be a teaser or some shit. It's going to be so... You remember the scene in the post-credit sequence when Captain Marvel showed up and was just like, hey, what's up, guys? Credits. It'll be something like that. Just something of that level where you're just like, well, was that even a thing?
I want to quickly remind everyone that is the same strategy that they used when promoting Captain Marvel, and that worked out really well for them. That film was also advertised as being a bridge between Infinity War and Endgame, and it grossed $1 billion at the box office. The difference, however, is that was a whole movie, where this is just going to be additional few minutes of footage to a film that you've already seen. But another film that's doing something similar is the almost 20-year-old sequel to the film I Am Legend.
Why do we need this? Who wants this? Who needs this? No one.
If you remember, in the original version of that movie, Will Smith's character dies at the end of that film. But there was an alternate ending where his character survived instead.
I remember seeing that ending. He drives off in a truck.
And that is the ending that this sequel is going to use.
Oh my God. It's better when he dies, though. Come on.
They're hoping to capture the success of the Creed franchise, where Will Smith will play as an older mentor to Michael B. Jordan, and this movie is even directed by the same director of Creed 2.
No, man. How the mighty have all fallen. Jeez Louise. This is bad. I wouldn't go see this. Who's going to go see this? Who wants to see an I Am Legend 2 with Will Smith? Are we back on the everybody likes Will Smith again train? I doubt it. And Michael B. Jordan, that's not enough to get asses in the seats, I don't think. I hate to say it, but I think Will Smith will negate all the good good spirit and everything that you get from Michael B. Jordan, and the fact that it's like a sequel to a 20-year-old movie and we're using the different alternate ending as the Get out of here. It's so dumb.
So if you want to understand what's going on in these movies, it's going to require you to familiarize yourself with footage that was not in the original cuts that...
No, it won't. No, it won't. I know that's how they're selling it to us, but no, we won't. I wouldn't. I'd put money on that it's going to be so inconsequential as is to be laughable.
You remember. And here's the thing, if this works like the studios are hoping, then this is going to become a new trend in Hollywood where old movies are going to get additional or altered footage.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Had to go a little cranberries on you. Don't do that. Don't go to these things. Don't tell them that this is something that you want by spending your money on this. Don't be stupid.
That's going to justify them making more of them. And so I just can't help but ask, what are your thoughts on this? Does the idea of...
Hell no to the no. I don't want it. Get it out of here. There's no cause for it. Steven Spielberg said it last at CinemaCon. It's just like, we need new things. We need new things. Stop giving us reheated slop. We are bored to tears of it. For the love of God, give us something new. Give us something we haven't seen before. Stop giving us garbage and telling us it's great. It ain't. What if he meets Vincent Price in 2? All right, that's different.
This excite you because theoretically studios could keep the same stories going on forever and ever.
Or Charlton Heston. Hey, listen, it could be a CGI version of either of those. Have you seen AI lately? It's getting so good.
Where final cuts no longer exist. Or does the sound of that exhaust and depress you? Let me know in the comments down below.
It depresses the shit out of me. It's stupid. Look at, I even jacked my hair up on account of it. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Now, I want to preface what we're about to see here. These are representations of people dying in movies, being shot in movies, okay? And this little girl is amazing. She's such a good little actor and is doing this with nothing. So with that, again, I'm going to back it up. It's going to be too far. We're going to watch a little bit less again. But I want you to keep that in mind when we're watching this. These are the gunshot reactions of different countries. Here we go.
Minutes of footage to a film that you've already seen. But another film.
Come on. All right.
Could keep the same stories going on forever and ever, where final cuts...
Oh my God. All right, I'll mute it for a second. Jeez, I'm sorry. I wanted to preface it and then rewind it back, but it's the amount of space is tough. All right, so I can clip this later. I'm going to make another little spot here. All right, so this next one is a little girl showing what each country's actors look like when they get shot in a movie. Okay, keep that in mind. This is movie related stuff here, and how they're represented in cinema getting shot in cinema as represented by a little girl. Ooh, see, now that's those are like the Asian films here. Here comes Japan. Oh, see, that's good, right? It has too many couple of different reactions because no matter where you get shot, whether it's in the chest or in India, you're gonna act different. If you've seen Bollywood movies, you know how correct this is. You know how correct this is. And then they do get shot, and then that is 100%. That's great.
You are my everything. 별처럼 쏟아지는 운명에
Oh man, those Park Chan-wook movies are good. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. That is so good.
This needs to be said. Anyone saying that Sinners is just From Dusk Till Dawn hasn't actually watched From Dusk Till Dawn. And
I'm not saying it's just that, but it is heavily influenced. And I don't want to hear you say it's not. You want to know how I know? Because Ryan Coogler and I are the same age. And there's something that I know about us elder millennials is that we watched the shit out of Some Dusk Till Dawn. I know Mr. Ryan Coogler has seen that movie, and I know that this movie has and takes some influence from that film. If you don't think that it does, you're a ding dong. Is it just that film? No. Is it influenced by the film? Most assuredly it is.
more than likely, it's just trolling for attention and trying to take away from what this movie has just done.
Now, what do you mean has just done? What did it do? I think one battle after another won all of those Oscars. Am I wrong? From Dusk Till Dawn is better than Sinners. Agreed. Diet Coke, because Dusk Till Dawn is better than Sinners. That'll be $30,000, Diet Coke. Petting this dog. He just wants to be pet. Sinners is From Dusk Till Dawn with only one kind of pussy. And if you could find anything else, fuck it.
You were in a movie called The Good Son. Yeah. Where you played the good son to Macaulay Culkin's bad son. When you were working...
Let me tell you something. That movie messed me up as a kid. Like, I'd obviously seen Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. He was the cute kid in Home Alone and everything. And then he does this movie. And I'm like the same age as these guys. So, like, that the good son is fucked up when you're that age and that's what you see in like these kids. And I was a very good kid. I'm not lying to you. I was a good boy. And to be that bad, oh my word.
With Macaulay on that film. But this time he was already uber famous, but he also had this reputation of being like very, very good at his craft. Yes. From such a young age in terms of like prep, memorizing lines, presence on set. Sure.
He was one of them kids, man. He was one of them kids that would work and could really get into it. And there was a reason that he was as successful as he was. You know, he's in those John Hughes flicks and he just comes off as a very natural kid, but he's also reading the stuff that John Hughes wrote, but it's coming out of him as if it were coming out of a child, which is very, very difficult to do.
When you found out you were working with him, did you have any expectations of what you were walking into? Like among the child actors, did you talk to each other like, hey,
couldn't swallow this fucking bite before we started going into our tirade here? You know, just a little bit. Swallow that down there, big man.
Hey, this guy's really good on a different level, man.
No, I didn't have any expectations beyond knowing his work and loving his work. He was a giant. Like, Home Alone is still one of my favorite films. I love that film.
It's amazingly good. It's such a solid Christmas film.
He's incredible in it. It was not lost on me that it was a really bold, interesting...
And Elijah's like, I did North. Huh?
Piece of casting to have him be the lead in a movie where he is the villain.
Yeah.
That was such a subversion of what people knew him to be, and that I think it was rated R.
Yeah.
It was. And that was another thing where it was just like, are the people that are even fans of this kid going to be able to go see the movie? And the answer is no.
You know, all of that, I remember being really intrigued by it and excited about that notion, and excited too for me to work with him and to work on a genre movie. So for me,
it's funny how they're both still kind of the same little guy size, isn't it? Think about it. Macaulay's still kind of a little kind of, you know, never really got out of that kind of same thing with Elijah. Just little guys.
I was very excited. We had so much fun.
I need to go back and watch that again. I hated that kid, but like you knew that's some bad news bears, man. When you got like your son And was he a nephew or something like that? And you've got like you can only hold on to one kid, and your own child is such a piece of shit that you're like, no, we're just gonna drop him.
I'm starting to understand why fans of the Michael movie feel like they're watching a completely different movie than the critics.
Okay, let's get into it.
And it can be summed up by a line in the movie where Michael says, "I need to think," and Joe Jackson says, "I already told you what to think."
Well, I can imagine that with this movie.
Because with this film, I feel you get what you give to it. It just bounces it right back at you. So if you're a huge fan of Michael Jackson and you're super invested in him, you're going to like this movie. If you hate musical biopics, you don't really care about Michael Jackson, or you just feel like the movie is going to be a sanitized version of a complex person's life, that is also what you're going to get out of it.
Well, yeah, because it's clearly that. So... okay.
Of this movie. I wanted to leave my expectations at the door as someone who's never been more than a casual listener of Michael's music.
Oh man, these young kids.
And who doesn't really know a lot about him.
Oh, that's even worse.
To just go in open, as I do with every film. And true to the theory, when you bring nothing, you kind of get nothing with this movie. And
see, I disagree with that. Sometimes you can bring nothing into a movie and get everything out of it because your expectations were zero. I think that's part of our problem today, and the reason that we don't like movies as much as we should is because we see things that are, being sold to us. We take them in a particular way, and we go, "Oh, this is what this is supposed to be." And if it's not exactly what we were, quote unquote, promised, then we're disillusioned. And I think that's a big problem. We just don't. If you don't bring anything if you don't bring anything to the table ahead of time, it's not a big deal because, like I said, you can't be disappointed in something that you didn't know. When I went to see Until Dawn, I knew the name was Until Dawn, and the director was the same guy that did Lights Out in the Shazam movie. That was it. Nothing else. I knew the movie Drop the title was Drop, and it was from Blumhouse. That's it. I knew nothing. I didn't know it had anything to do with even cell phones. I knew nothing. If anything, I thought it was like a skyscraper movie. It wasn't. When I went to see The Mummy today, no clue. I had no idea what the movie was about. I didn't know that the movie called The Mummy would actually have no real mummies in it for the most part. But that was kind of the fun of it. And I got something out of it, but I didn't bring anything into it. Nephew the same way. He never saw any trailers or anything. We both liked it well enough. So, bringing something to the party is sometimes overrated.
And that's my problem. I don't feel like this movie is very curious about anything, and I don't feel like it encourages anyone else to be curious about it.
No, because if you're starting to be curious, and this is something that he wouldn't know as a younger guy and didn't live through all the brouhaha, is that if you start asking some things and getting curious, you may not like the answers. The answers don't necessarily lead to a super fun film.
Anything. It is a blank canvas for you to project all the feelings you already have about Michael Jackson onto it, and it's not really interested in bringing forth its own collaborative effort. And so the film is naturally going to be loved and hated by a lot of different people, but it's not going to really surprise anybody, I don't think. But a part of me really believes that that's the only version of a Michael Jackson biopic we could even plausibly get right now. So maybe it's by design. I mean, so many people are already fans of Michael Jackson that most people are going to like the movie.
And it's the same thing that we had with Bohemian Rhapsody, man. Is that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. People are just sheep and will go to see anything, especially it's just that I know that thing. Here, my money. Take my money.
So I guess the film accomplishes its goals.
Elvis, same thing. The movie's not great, but people are like, Elvis, go! Oh boy, Elvis, take my money.
Do I think that those goals make for a worthwhile film experience? Not really for me. So I really got next to nothing out of this, aside from the fact that Jafar Jackson is really fantastic in the film, and it'll probably make for some interesting conversations.
Jafar! Hold on. I don't really know any other lines other than Jafar. I tried to come up with words, but nothing came to mind. Why did they allow the cover of the release of Companion to spoil the twist? Did it? I didn't look at it. That was another one. I watched the trailer for that, like the first couple of seconds, and I stopped. I stopped right there. I didn't even know what it was. Like just before they even got to like the half of the twist in the trailer and stuff, I stopped watching because I was already sold on whatever this was. It was just like it was almost like the opening of the film where it was just like this more or less like this is the story about how I had to kill my boyfriend or something along those lines. Whatever the opening line is, that was almost like what the opening for the trailer was. And I was like, I'm already on board. I'm on board for whatever this movie is giving me. You can stop right there. And so when it happened in the theater, I was like, what? This is what now? I was so happy about that. It was so dope. Don't watch trailers if you can. If you can avoid trailers at all costs, do it.
No, I do not want to sign into IMDb.
Got that right. Speak it, man. Speak it.
I'm looking up an actor that I saw in a TV show. It's a 2-second experience that I've been doing for 20 fucking years. No, I do not want to sign in. No, I do not want to download an app for any.
The app is good though. I'm not gonna lie to you. The app is good, but like you shouldn't have to sign into the app. I should just be able to do it.
Anything. I don't want to sign in to use Google. I'm looking something up for 2 seconds. How did we let this happen? The internet used to just fucking work. For anyone who's watching.
They gotta track you, baby. They're gonna track your ass. They're watching every place you go and everything you do. All those dirty sites you go to. Doesn't matter that you're incognito. We're still watching you jerk it.
This who's too young to remember when the internet just literally worked and you could use it for 5 seconds and just immediately get the answer you want.
Oh, homie, you don't remember when the internet was just bzz, 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 bzz. Tell me you don't know nothing about them struggles, boy.
It used to just work.
No, it didn't. Used to be garbage. Then it worked for a little bit. Then it stopped.
Nothing works anymore. If you were stuck on a video game level or something like that, you would look it up and immediately find that the answer is, oh, go down the stairs in the dungeon and there.
Yeah, but like, yes and no.
There's a key and the blah, blah, blah. Now you have to watch like a 40-minute YouTube video of.
No, you don't, because a lot of times those things, if you go through in the actual Google search there and whatnot, and you're looking for a specific thing, it'll shoot you right to the actual point within that said video and everything. So he's kind of not really right.
The most annoying guy in the world playing it.
You can just sign in, you'd know that.
You don't even figure out what you're actually trying to figure out. Every single minor human experience online is worse in every single conceivable way. And I feel like not enough people are talking about it. We just accepted it. We just rolled over. Why am I creating an account to buy a t-shirt? Why am I getting emails about an air filter I bought 2 years ago? Every experience online is fucking horrible. And I swear to God, it used to just work. It used to be completely normal. You used to open the computer and immediately get what you wanted within 10 seconds. And now we're in 2026 and everything just fucking sucks.
It's almost as if you're being sold something. It's almost as if you're receiving a product, the internet, for free, so to speak. You pay your internet provider for the access to it, but like once you're there, the internet itself is free. No one's charging you to go to IMDb, for example. You can just go there, but they still need to run all of their systems. They still have to pay for bandwidth. They need to make a business. So they're going to start tracking you. This was all inevitable. And if you go back and look at some of those glory days that he's talking about, there's so little information. You might be able to find it, but you also maybe. But he's too young to know what the old days was like.
I recently worked on a car commercial, and the night before filming, the director requested that every actor have a slushie. And
I always thought you guys would want to kind of see some of these videos. This is a kind of this is one of our prop makers here, and he's going to show you a little bit of how to make some movie props.
I couldn't use a real one because they melt. I'd never made them before, so I called up my friend who's a food stylist, and she recommended water storing crystals. It's made out of polyacrylamide. You can typically find it in the gardening center of your local hardware store or nursery. Its actual use is to hydrate plants and flowers. It's basically plastic, so you don't want to eat it. You start by adding food coloring to 32 ounces of water. Then you run the crystals through a salt grinder so the ice doesn't look too chunky. Once you've ground up a tablespoon, you add it to the water and it immediately starts expanding. You stir for about a minute, then let it sit for 15 minutes and it gets really slushy. You can set it in the sun all day and it will not melt. It'll stay just like this. Now you can put it in its container. Then for the finishing touch, you want to tape up the end of your straw because you don't want the actor to accidentally drink it because, like I said, it's not edible. It could clog up your bowels and keep you from pooping, and I'm not being facetious.
Get it? He'd be doing some dad jokes in here. I always like seeing little prop stuff like that. How about looking for simple how to fix one small part on your car? Then you have to sit through someone's stupid vlog about their stupid car. I mean, it does happen, but I will say this, though. I always tell anybody, if you were looking for something on how to fix something, boy, oh boy, is YouTube usually the place to go for it. Because whatever it is, if you go like, man, how in the hell do I change my oil on my 1987 LeBaron? Look it up on YouTube. There is some bozo that just goes, hey, man, here's what we're going to do to change the oil today on my 1987 LeBaron. All right? Watch.
Do you watch many terrible films?
Yorgos Lanthimos getting interviewed here, asking if he's watching bad movies. I think he is.
I mean, inadvertently.
Do you stay across what Hollywood is doing?
I try as much as,
Is there something you can learn?
Try.
Do you, learn or like?
Learn. I'm curious about the state of things.
You know how Tarantino will see anything.
Yeah, and say anything.
Oh my God! You of all people, the last couple films you made, and you're gonna be like, "Well, he'll say anything, motherfucker." The Mirror is calling.
What do you think about that? For people who don't know.
Well, I will not criticizing him about speaking too much and then say something about him. That's as far as I'll say.
Oh, so you pussy out is what you just said. You just be like, oh, well, I'm not going to actually say anything because I'm not, because he knows Quentin Tarantino will rip him a new asshole. He's not afraid to do it.
Like that, but he famously in the last couple of days has said of Paul, is it Dano?
Dano, I think.
Paul Dano, who's a terrific actor, who's in There Will Be Blood and... What was he?
Yeah. He's so terrific. You can only remember one film that he's in. Listen, sometimes people just don't connect with an actor. It happens, and it's just like sometimes it's just weird for people to hear somebody actually have a strong opinion about somebody. You might not agree with it, but it doesn't mean that person can't have that opinion. Just what he thinks.
Another one I shall call Prisoners.
Prisoners, yeah.
I mean, and I think Paul Dano's a great actor. Prisoners was amazing.
And for some
He's
reason,
directed films as well.
Quentin Tarantino decided to publicly criticize him.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
And listen, I think he was like, so I'm 50-50 on it. I don't think that, Paul Dano needed to have that kind of, that swipe at him. But Matthew Lillard, I think is fine. I think I don't think it's, too out of school. He's not a horrid actor, but he's not a great actor by any stretch of the imagination. The best thing that he's done was Scream. Let's be honest. That's his best role.
I have to.
No, we don't have to pile on
We
that.
know Paul Dano's
Oh, there goes that clickbait. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you tried. You tried to get something.
Are you sorry, sir, that you brought your son along to see Alien?
No, ma'am.
This is one of the best clips that I've seen this week. This guy being interviewed about bringing his kid to see Alien. You think he's going to give a good answer about being, just like, hey, he's a kid. he can watch this movie and stuff like that. It's fine. He's a mature enough kid, and I feel safe enough bringing my kid to this movie. And like I said, I brought my nephew to a rated R film today, and he's only 12 years old, but he was absolutely fine with it. So if the kid is of the right mindset and of the right maturity, they absolutely can watch a rated R film. But this dad answers the question a little differently than you might think.
I think he should have seen it. It's something that he needs to know, that things could happen in life. That could be a true story.
Alien could have been a true story. Hey, man, it's just important that he watches stuff like that just in case it happens. Just in case it happens. Now, the likelihood of it happens, probably not high. I'll go ahead and admit that to you right here and right now. That being said, though, if you really take a step back and look at it logically, the odds of it being zero are pretty low. So, in fact, if anything, it's a great thing that my child has seen this film.
Based on science, we never know what's going on there.
Based on science, this could happen. Think about it.
Side of the world.
Did the movie scare you at all? Yes, ma'am, it did.
We take it.
Yes, ma'am, it did. There you go.
To see a lot of horror pictures and things like, because we like horror movies.
Well, we just got out of seeing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I gotta say that Franklin was just, oh my God, when he died, we cheered.
Horror buffs, I guess.
Would you recommend to your little friends who are your age to go see it? No, I wouldn't.
Most of my friends are pussies. Oh, man. Hey, man. That alien shit could happen. Reminds me, I forget who the comic was, but he was doing, like, this shows you how long ago. He was talking about the first Mission Impossible movie. And he's going, this movie's really great. They're going through all this thing. And at the end of the movie, they're in a train that's in a tunnel and everything. And there's a helicopter that's flying through. It's underneath there. And then all of a sudden, the big giant train crash there and the helicopter's coming by and the blade stops right at Tom Cruise's throat there, just at the last possible second. And all of a sudden, right as he looks up, is there some lady in the audience just goes, fake. It's like, oh, this is the moment where you decided to just be like, hey, this is phony.
The term silver screen comes from the fact that the screens actually used to be silver.
Yes, they absolutely did. Some of them still are to a good degree here. I love this. I think it's called Designing Spaces. You'll probably see a little thing there at the end. This girl's great. She shows a lot of like kind of old school art decorations and stuff like that. Everything from like old buildings and whatnot, and all these design things and stuff. Really interesting. And so she had a movie related one. So I was like, hey, let's get on that.
Were silver lenticular screens. A screen was coated in metallic reflective paint. The silver coating improved the display of the projected images.
They still do today. They're not quite as prominent as they once were and everything, but there are still a lot of movie theater screens that if you get up close after the movie and kind of just like look right at it, especially if there's any light that's actually going on that screen at the time, you'll definitely kind of see a little bit of sparkle within that as well. Or just to give it another little fun thing for you to show you how much the actual screen itself is also reflecting light back to you. Once everything is done, the credits are there, even the house lights are open. What I want you to do is then take out your cell phone, and you got to get a little bit close because your cell phone light's not that strong. But if you get up close to it and put your light on the screen, you will see a lot more light reflected back to you than you would suspect coming off of your tiny little flashlight. And that is because the screen itself is made of that reflective material in order to boost that brightness to get it back to your eyeballs.
Silverish screens are still used for 3D movies, but in most places...
And a lot of regular screens still as well. So she's a little off by this. It's used a lot more. They aren't nearly as silvery and bouncy as they used to be. There's certainly less forms of those, and certainly the 3D ones require higher ratios of it. But it's still very much the silver screen in a lot of sense.
This is now the screen is matte white. One of the reasons is if you're not sitting in the very
See how that looks? That's what they mostly look like. They don't look nearly as white. There's still a lot more gray there. And the reason that they are still that gray and the silver there and everything is because not only is that silver there reflecting back more of the light, but it also helps the actual contrast of stuff as well to keep the blacks a little bit blacker, a little bit darker.
very center, you're not seeing as good of a picture because it loses light towards the sides. And now the term silver screen is used as a metonym.
Killed ET with hammers, I tell you that much.
My friends and I would have killed ET with hammers. I can tell you that much. Listen, would you and your friends have killed ET? I wonder.
Might be the greatest sentence in the history of the English language, because at this point, social media is an infinite amount of monkeys with typewriters that eventually type Shakespeare.
And I suppose the same goes for comment sections.
And that is what happened, because it's a pretty common, wholesome reference, E.T., and a darkly, dare I say, realistic outcome. Because if E.T. would have landed in my home when I was a child, my African household, he would have been soup.
Let's be honest, though. Do you not want to see essentially the same movie, E.T., but with a black family? Oh, I would watch that so hard. Oh my God. What an amazing idea. I don't want it to be super, like, here's the thing. I don't want it to be super corny. Like, I don't want it to be a Tyler Perry joint, but I don't want it to be a Jordan Peele joint either, where it's like super serious. I want it somewhere right in that beautiful little middle where it's just stupid enough and it's just serious enough, right down the center.
Sorry. My parents would have been like, Jesus, he's a wizard. He's a wizard. Beat it.
He is a wizard. Go hit him with a stick.
And they would have. I'm sorry. He would have been Nigerian soup. E.T. would have still been a goosey time.
He's delicious.
I don't know. And those are sentences we're getting from social media. The collective consciousness of the zeitgeist of society. Bro, I'm thinking about some of the greatest writers I hold in high esteem. James Baldwin, Maya Angelou.
Socrates.
Toni Morrison. Langston Hughes. None of them could have ever
Langston Hughes ain't got shit on this tweet.
Conceived that young hoes cook everything on hot.
Young hoes do be cooking everything on hot, don't they? Dark side. I think we may be to our last one or two here. If this is the last one, and it might be, for those of you that stuck around, you get a little extra special treat. I just wanted to have this in my day. This is for me. I mean, if you've made it through damn near 3 hours of TikTok Trash Tuesday, which some of you have, thank you, love you. This is your treat as much as it is mine. She did one about movies, so I hope this is hers, and if it's not, it'll be the next one because we got a little bit left. Here we go.
Hello, member. Hello, member.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, tonight is our semi-triannual last Tuesday of the most liminal month of the year, cult member movie night.
Yay! I will be a part of whatever this cult is. Give me part of the Christina Mendez cult. Sign up right here. I'm all about the orb. I'm all about whatever's going on here.
that. Nice. Nice. Attendance is mandatory. We'll be screening cult classics like Bees in here, 2 Bees in there. Nice. Yeah. And
Yeah, I'd be watching that Bees movie.
it's critically misunderstood prequel. Where did the bees go? What? You haven't seen it? You are in for a treat.
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Me, Luke. Yeah. Also, our award-winning film, Parking Garage.
Parking Garage.
The Reckoning. And guess what? There will be a Q&A with a bee. With a bee. It won't answer questions, but it will hum. It's delightful.
Hell
Reminder, please bring your own folding chair and the floors remember what you did last time.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring that up. You're in for a treat. It's
Talk about a treat.
Yeah. Me, Luke. ¿Te gusta? Yeah. Brr. See you there. The orb will be watching too. Brr.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Another TikTok Trash Tuesday in the books. Could it get any better than that? I submit to you that it could not. Orbology is better than Scientology. That is correct. That is correct. Telling you. Got to love the Orbology. That is it, everybody. Another TikTok Trash Tuesday in the books. If you haven't, for the love of God, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the hype button if you're on the mobile, and do that for all the things. Anything that you see, do the little hype button on it. And you know what's cool? At the end of the week, they send you a little thing. They go like, look at you. You helped out this channel by hitting this hype button. Look at how much you did. But to get anywhere up close to any of those top things, there's got to be a gajillion of them. But any of them help. Any of them help. And it gets this here program going out to more people just like you who enjoy this. And I'm telling you guys, listen, if this is one of the only things that you ever watch live streamed, do me a favor. Watch other people's stuff. And try not to end your life right there. So many people have so many streams where they are doing nothing. They are saying nothing. The entertainment value is absolute dick. But over here for nearly 3 hours after I just watched a nearly 3-hour film and came back and everything, I sat here and reacted to TikTok for 3 fucking hours, damn near nonstop. And I rarely stop talking throughout the entire thing. I'm giving so much. All I ask from you is just a little like and a subscribe. Hit that notification button. Come on out on these things. Show up on Sundays for our regular HMP Live. This week we're talking 21 Jump Street because in the month of May we are doing all buddy flicks. So we'll go ahead and tell you what those are right now. We're doing 21 Jump Street. We are doing Thelma and Louise. We are doing Mandalorian and Grogu. And I'm trying to remember the last one. I got a picture of it earlier today because I sent it to Bruce because I was like, you'll forget these. And now I've forgotten them. How about that mess? Isn't that hilarious? And I've lost it. But there's a third one. There's a third one in there. And I forget what it is. Anyways. That is it, everybody. Join us here on Sunday. I tell you what, as a matter of fact, watch for tomorrow where I'll have a quick review of Lee Cronin's The Mummy with my nephew, Max. I got him out of school early. We went to go see a horror movie, and we review it for you tomorrow right here on HMP. That is it, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow because you know what? I'm going to show you some. I'm going to show you that video. I'm clearly trying to find the fucking. There it is. There it is. I'm like, where is the music? There. We found it. That is it, everybody. Join us next week for another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Adios, everybody. Bye bye.